True.
Sorta cold.
Semi.
Piece together
Make
pizza.
my fun
Thrown
time
together.
pizza.
Piece
You wanna feel
together
so
pizza.
Piece together pizza.
Pieced together. So yeah, we've got the hockey game on out here, and this was going to be super sports centric show because we also have some guys in here to talk about a little Fort Worth soccer club,
Yeah.
football
That's right.
club,
Mm-hmm.
We don't know anything about cursing during
Football.
nothing at all.
With the
Watch some
Slash
ice soccer
above the
and
U.
talk about some regular soccer.
Yes, let's say Happy Tuesday, Jesse,
Happy Tuesday, Dustin.
and throw it over to you guys. Introduce yourselves right here off the bat. Let's get it out of the way before we start cussing.
All right. Hey, my name's Nick. I'm president of
Hi,
Panther
Nick.
City Hellfire, the supporters group for
Nick
Fort Worth
who?
Vaqueros. Nick Rainoni. I happen to be acquainted with this lady next to me.
You're connected to her.
Yeah.
Y'all
it's
sleep beside each other.
Yeah, we do.
It's been rumored.
It was hard to book this show.
They didn't know how to get here.
This is true.
So true.
And
I am Brian Price. I'm also part of the Panther City Hellfire and a stalwart of the Azle and Fort Worth scene for a very long time.
our what do you call it again? When you're not allowed to be near someone?
Restraining order?
Restraining
order,
order?
yeah.
The restraining order between us has now dropped.
Yeah, I may
you're
or
allowed
may
to be
not
around
be
here.
a very strong online
They're allowed to
stalker
be
of
within
Dustin.
6 feet of each other now?
Yeah, I think it's actually, I think as of a couple of days ago, I think it's been reduced to 4 feet. So
I think so.
I think
we're
I'm,
pretty
yeah,
good.
I'm
By the end of the show,
I'm
y'all
a
are going to be
law-
hugging it out.
I am a law-abiding citizen, and
4 feet is still in the distance of a Spider-Man.
It is. I think
It is
actually
beer handing distance. To be fair.
exactly.
I think it's
you know?
reduced to the length of animal's penis.
Yeah. So we're
He's
it's,
keeping it kind of close to himself anyway. So
Yeah, we have weird history because we've known each
Absolutely.
other since high school.
yeah.
Did y'all go to the same high
But
school?
but we have never met face to face other than at Upper 90 a couple months ago.
Yeah, 3 months ago. There in a
you're welcome.
EPL day.
Right?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, thanks to
See, just
Darren
in our
Paul.
bringing people
Thanks to Darren Paul's little online forum, we have been online friends for a very long time.
The Oz
Absolutely.
Lounge and
Oh,
the whole
the-
Tendril crew
the
and
Pop
Red Animal
Thunderdome.
War, and Pop
Yep.
Thunderdome. Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah,
absolutely.
was it Oz Lounge before Pop Thunder?
It was Pop. I think it was. Was it Pop? Oh God, I don't know. I thought it was Pop Thunderdome before Oz Lounge.
I don't remember.
But I don't. Yeah, it's been a long time, man.
Yeah. The good old days.
But always kind of stuck around. Always kind of followed you online and stuff, though. No
What a weirdo.
no stalker. But,
Have you been in his
no
underwear
homo.
drawer?
Yeah.
Somehow Brian knew all the way
Hashtag
back to
no homo.
the shed here already.
Yeah.
It was really weird.
Yeah, I actually knew how many paces to get to the door. So
He's like, these are the bushes
Yeah.
I sit behind.
Well, what's funny is like Nick and Jesse were like, oh yeah, Dustin Schneider's gonna be there. I know Dustin.
Wow.
Oh yeah, no, just kidding. No, I don't really know him, but I know his online persona. It's funny how that works out.
It
though.
is silly how
It's
that works out.
Really cool though, man. It's
Paid a cool $1,000 to be your
It
number
is.
one fan
Yeah.
online.
Well, especially being here in the shed and seeing like
how this works.
freaking history of everything that I've ever been a part of on your wall. I'm like, oh, that's awesome.
I'm sorry the lawn wasn't mowed for you. My guys panicked because they thought it was supposed to rain all night tonight.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It looks, it's a couple of inches shorter than what my backyard
Feel free to
looks
let
like,
loose your
so,
star's frustration
yeah.
over there.
Yeah. Thanks, Rain.
10
Yes,
blocks.
thanks, Rain.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
We're supposed to get more tonight.
I just
I
feel like
know,
your
yeah,
neighbors were kind of poking, like, "Oh, we have our yard done." I was
Yeah.
like, it's,
Wow, that's some passive aggressive.
I get home from
Okay,
work.
lady.
I get home from work and there's this cut. And I thought we used the same lawn guys. I guess they don't.
Welp. Sure thing, lady.
So, as we're watching the Stars game here, you want me to pipe it in? Is this legal? Can I legally do this?
Probably not.
No.
Probably not.
It won't be on the podcast
I mean,
itself.
can you somehow
gonna-
make it to where it's chipmunks mode?
I'm always in the school of ask for forgiveness later.
They're gonna
That's
send
my
Razor Ray to your home.
As NBC is
Nicely
suing a
ask you in a
podcast.
Canadian way to not play again.
Well, I think they say at the end of the game, right? This broadcast is copyright.
I think they
Yeah.
do that like
Unlawful.
every
Any
commercial break. It's like
unauthorized
every commercial break.
broadcast
Yeah.
of this game.
See, it's at the end of the game. You didn't know.
I didn't know. I started early.
And you have to get written consent.
Yeah.
Does it say from who? Can we just like
man.
write?
Yeah, can we
It's
just like
totally
put a
okay.
signature to it and just make it illegible?
Can I write you guys over there and
Sure.
say, hey, this is my
Yeah.
written consent? Is it okay? Yeah, sure.
Absolutely.
Nick agreed to that wholeheartedly
Okay.
on the way over here.
Just
so.
email Craig Ludwig.
Jesus Christ!
It's gonna keep happening, people.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, man. Hey, it's a tie game.
If we would have been smart, we would have done this show yesterday.
You
know?
In the lull.
But then there
When
was
we were
a,
in good moods.
there was a Sharks Avalanche game yesterday,
True.
Yeah, because then we'd
and
have
Avalanche
to
is my
realize what the
second team.
outcome of tonight's game
You
too.
didn't want to bask in the glory that is Nathan McKinnon.
Like this year's
Yes.
playoffs fucked me up because, of course, Stars are in. That's my number one. But then Avalanche is number two, and then my dark horse has always been Carolina since they moved from the Whalers.
I can understand. They're like you can't. Nobody hates Carolina.
No,
Nobody.
Well, you can't. It's just that's just it's. I think it's part of their contract.
I have a year one jersey in the closet, and I nearly pulled it out yesterday to wear it, but then I scared I'd get my ass beat.
Yeah, you're in a tumultuous sports
That's like-
environment here in
You
the
know what
DFW
blew-
Metroplex.
The World Series that we went to, the first one
Yeah.
against the Giants.
Did you wear your Giants hat?
I wore both.
I don't think Rangers fans are going
Like
That
Did
whole
you-
season, I was wearing both. But then
Like, did you cut two in half
No,
and then
no, no,
sew
no, no.
one together? Or?
I should have. But no,
Frankenstein? That'd have been awesome.
That would have been really cool.
it didn't matter. We lost.
Oh,
badly. Actually,
Yeah.
in fact.
yeah.
That was. But Hunter Pence was on that team that beat us.
Well, you
believe.
remember when St. Louis?
Yes, I do remember when St. Louis.
We have a lot of bad things going on with
St. Louis, yeah.
Yep.
I don't even think the city itself deserves any sports
Yeah.
team.
Absolutely not.
They couldn't hold on
Absolutely
to a
not.
football franchise.
Exactly.
Come on.
Exactly.
right.
I mean,
Yeah.
the arch is kind of useless.
Yeah, like
anyway,
what do
so
they
why
have
the
going
fuck do
for
they need a
them?
sports
They have an arch.
Yeah, they're
That's you know
They're
like-
trying to steal that whole.
They have a
gateway thing from
semicircle.
forward,
They
too.
have a
Like, come on.
semicircle. What do
And you know what's bad about that
Mm.
arch? Like only
There's no
It's
McDonald's
only
there.
half of anything. It's only half of anything.
there's no McDonald's. There
It's
only
not
15
golden.
people can be in it at once.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
How
it's
many?
have you ever
15?
been up in there? It's
Yeah.
terrifying.
Yeah, you
It's-
can't take
it's
your rifle up there.
absolutely terrifying.
Teeny
You
tiny.
can't
Those
take
windows are
your
weird.
It took me a second for that to settle in, but I got it. I got it.
And that elevator is
There you
scary
go,
as
Stubbs.
shit.
We need Brian just to hang out all the time. He laughs at all your funny stuff.
I am a
Good.
fan of any humor whatsoever at all times.
Oh,
ever.
come on.
Yes, so yeah.
God damn it, get it!
Oh, jeez.
Get in the
That
goal,
was-
please. Get in the goal.
We're getting some shots on
Pretty
goal,
sure I just
Yeah,
made
we
a
are.
ladies
goofy
and gentlemen.
noise.
So you'll be good to go to Matt's stand-up shows
Sure.
when he starts doing them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll pay you.
Okay.
Motherfuckers.
Then yes, I will be there. If you
Oh, there
give
we
me
go.
money, I will be there. Absolutely.
Pay you in pizza and weed. Just laugh.
How about weed and money?
That's pretty good. That's a pretty
I
good way
mean,
to get paid.
Aren't they
That's
the
a
same?
fair request.
Aren't they one and the same?
Could,
Yeah.
could be. Could be. Could be.
Anyways,
Anyway.
what'd y'all do this weekend?
Oh.
Well, you know.
What we're doing now.
Yeah, a lot of
A lot of what we're doing now.
Scream.
Screaming at the TV.
Sunday was Scream Fest
I mean,
at the TV.
we did the same
got
thing.
pissed.
It's funny. On Friday night, everyone got their their hockey boners on because we won,
Yeah.
and we were on top of the
You
world.
know what's soothing while you play while you
and then
watch
Sunday,
That was a shit show.
hockey? Total shit show.
Crashing back down.
yeah, everybody came crashing back down. Then you had to go to work yesterday. That
Yep.
sucked.
I didn't.
I had to beat my old lady on Sunday night
because of the
game.
Stars.
Yeah.
Why do
That's
you
why
call
y'all
your
left,
wiener old
Billy.
lady?
Yeah.
I will tell you.
I just looked down at her. It's better than calling her old maid.
I will tell
My
you.
wiener.
This
The
past
hairs have grown
weekend,
long and gray.
I spent about 130 miles on a bicycle.
He
Oh,
did.
cool.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And
For a good cause too.
I was really
Were you with Craig Miller?
I don't know.
Yeah,
was
he
Craig
did a
Miller
ride,
part
too.
of the MS 150? Because if he was, I
He
was
did
also.
some.
I
He
don't
did
know
something
what he was
out
doing.
towards West Texas and like out in El Paso,
Yeah, that was
out in that direction,
No, that was
New
not me.
Mexico or something.
Yeah.
Wasn't
No, I did the MS 150. So I rode from Frisco to downtown Fort Worth.
Oh, that's cool.
Through Denton and all that stuff.
You did that one day? Or
2
did-
days.
It's
It
2
was-
days.
Yeah, I did 75 miles the first day, and then did 54 the next.
Okay,
road
so-
bike?
Yeah, on a road
Cool.
bike.
When
Yeah.
they do that, do you camp out or do you go back home
So-
and then
I was
about
start
to ask
go
that
back to
exact
another line?
question.
So they have. I mean, they let you camp
Uh-huh.
on site. I did not. We got a hotel because I'm not about that camp life after being 75 miles on the road.
That would be
Oh,
me.
man, no kidding.
Yeah, but no, it was incredible though. We spent a lot of time on a bike. I actually for the second leg. So on Sunday, I actually spent the first 2 hours listening and halfway watching the Man U Huddersfield match on my phone,
Which was
which was
Another-
just kind of also what we like to call a shit show.
Yeah.
But yeah, I spent a lot of time on Spotify and listening.
You
to
were
some good
watching it while
music.
you were riding?
Yeah, I
that
had
doesn't sound safe.
my phone was attached to the just the front of my bike, and so
Cool.
I mostly listened, and every once in a while when I knew something was happening, I looked down, but other than that, just
and then you
mostly
crashed into the
Yeah,
peloton in front of you,
yeah, the peloton.
took out 9 people.
Only a car
On
full
to
of
the
teenage
next.
Took
girls,
care of the
but
cats,
it's
I wiped out the cats in front of me on the peloton. Yeah,
Just wiped them all out.
That's one way to steal the yellow jersey.
This doesn't look good.
Oh shit!
Oh dang it!
St. Louis is getting 2
They getting
minutes
a power play
for a power play.
Yeesh.
Our stars are going in the box. What for? Did they say? Oh, tripping.
Oh yeah.
Damn it.
Oh,
At least you
God.
got Bishop is
Damn it.
so underrated. I've been a huge fan of that guy for so long.
We need to hook him up with Sarah.
I felt
Yeah, we do.
really bad about him with the on that freaking match Sunday or the game Sunday. Sorry, I'm still in soccer mode. The game on
It's
Sunday.
ice soccer. It's okay.
Ice soccer, yeah.
Did you watch that match today?
I did not, but I
Oh
mean I've been hearing
my
a lot of
God.
noise. Hearing a
Fucking
lot of noise about it.
Did
fucking
Liverpool riot?
Liverpool.
Liverpool,
there
Liverpool
riots there?
pulled it out.
That
right?
might
They-
be.
Yeah.
Yes, I think with 12 minutes to spare, a friend of ours who's also in the Hellfire is a big Liverpool fan. Messaged me, and I'd forgotten the game was
Which
on.
is
I
very unfortunate.
turned it on. I'm just like, are you kidding me?
They went up.
Liverpool.
They came in there and they needed 3 points, or they needed 4 points to advance. They needed
Yeah.
3
Well,
points.
three
to
goals.
tie it up.
Yeah,
3 goals.
Yep.
And they had 3 goals
From-
like 50 minutes in.
Yeah,
I don't know
Yeah.
what it is
and
with them
all
in
their
Europe.
goals were
Like,
from the most unlikely people on the
Yeah.
entire team.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
all
what,
their
are you
good
kidding
guys
me?
are out.
Exactly.
They're all hurt.
I don't know what the deal is with them in Europe, but man, they show
Seriously.
up. They show up to play. It's insane.
Fuck,
I mean,
hate
in
that
fairness,
team.
we may not like Liverpool, but that stadium is the reputation is legit.
Yeah.
You play in front of that crowd; they are intense. And just what I heard in those last few minutes, I mean,
Did they riot? They usually do.
I bet you they
On
did.
something
They
big.
normally do.
I bet you they
This
did.
this is
But there's
pretty
some
big.
Probably
stuff that
some
got
knocked
burned
over
down.
cars.
I
Some
called
things
it the,
probably got burned down.
Did you like what I called it?
What's that?
The Miracle on Grass.
Oh,
That's a good weed name. Miracle on Grass.
it really is. Yeah.
But it really
Yeah.
was. They had to come
Oh,
back.
it was amazing.
They had to get 4 points to advance, and they did.
Yep.
See, that's just making me depressed about Rafa Benitez now.
With all those injuries. All their top guys were
Salah
out.
and
The Nazi, is that what you call him?
yeah, the Nazi.
He has ties to Nazi heritage?
I think it's comments he made and things he did. Like
Is
he
it-
wouldn't shake a
Hey,
Oh.
Salah wouldn't shake
Wait,
a
wait,
Jewish
wait,
guy's
wait,
hand or some
yeah,
shit
he's
like
got
that.
Yes,
some
that's
kind
what
of
it is,
history
yeah.
of a few things.
But
like
now
that.
he's like a Zen master or something.
is it
Yeah,
Salah
apparently,
from
yeah.
Raiders?
Who?
Is it the Salah from Raiders?
No. Oh, I guess it could
I am
be.
the Rumbach of the sea.
Bad dates.
Bad dates.
That's a great scene.
Oh man.
It's
the monkey?
interesting though with English
The
soccer
date-
though the
yeah,
way
the
that
dead monkey.
like the way that they pull stories out of stuff though like when Vidic wouldn't wear the poppies, you know,
Yeah,
that
how
was
they make
such a
something.
big fucking deal that he didn't wear the poppies.
Yeah, he
But,
could
you
have
know,
easily
it's
just been
like,
like, I don't
hey,
feel like
it's
shaking
like-
hands because I'm not in the mood or something. But
Right.
they turned it into
Oh,
some
but
kind
then
of
it's this big
anti-Semitic
poetic
thing.
thing.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
English press doesn't have the same kind of libel laws we do. So they can say pretty much
Yeah.
whatever they want.
Yeah.
It's
But
ridiculous.
I will say they're very poetic in the way they say stuff anyway. Like you just say, "Oh, well, the guy fell." He's like, "Well, he was gloriously dropped and blah blah blah."
Yeah.
Like it's big.
What's weird is on the social media end, they're more strict than us. Like you
way
can go to,
more.
yeah.
It's
Yep,
weird.
absolutely.
Even in the streets, they have the CCTV cameras everywhere, and you even get
Yep.
caught on camera doing something remotely.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whatever. Big Brother's
But they
all
also-
over you,
yeah, they're in
You know what else they have?
every little thing. They're everywhere.
They have the
Yeah,
most
absolutely.
awesome thing in the world outside the stadiums and in the parks. The male urinals that stand up, the big triangles that you just walk up to and pee in. That's amazing.
Why don't you have one outside?
They have
the
those on the
shed?
street?
I'm about.
Yeah, they're just out in the street, out in the wide
Why
open.
doesn't San Francisco do
He's
that?
been waiting in the bushes
Austin.
for weeks.
Seems like that would help with some of the
I ought to
human
have one
waste.
of those ordered and brought over here.
That'd be awesome.
I know. I've been writing you for weeks to get you one set up outside of the shed. And
That'd
you
be
just
great.
haven't done it
Find,
yet, like-
Are you looking up the price on one of them?
I'm trying to figure out what they're called.
Amazon has everything.
Didn't the royal family
gotta go to
spit out
Wayfair now.
another
Oh, hey,
wildling
yeah, fancy.
Yes.
or something this week
Yes.
too?
A babe.
One of the babies,
A
a royal baby happened.
Yeah.
Was
black?
it Markle?
Yeah.
Was it Meghan Markle or was it
Yes.
I
yes.
guess.
Yes.
Harry
It
and
was
Markle?
the ginger one
Was it
that's
Harry's?
not bald and his wife.
the ginger?
See, that actually just came up the other day is the fact that the first one had 3 kids, and it was just like whenever Marge and Homer had kids, like, oh, you're pregnant, and he rips out the hair. And so through all 3 kids that the first one's had, he's lost all of his hair, just like Homer.
I don't know. He's already on his way. Did he just like pull out his parts of his comb over?
The 3 hairs off
So
the
here
top.
they are.
You royal
I can't show
comb
it on
over.
the big screen up here. 'cause
The
we have
kids?
this
You know.
going. No.
Oh, the urinals.
The urinals right here, and it's just a triangle thing, and you just walk up. It's got a little
Yeah.
hole in the middle of it. You just dip your junk in it,
Can you play it?
pee. It's not
I mean, they should add like things you could do on the side of it just for fun.
Y'all
I've
talked
dinged
about
a
it so
dumpster.
much that Brian had to go.
Yeah,
Leak
you
in the
go
bushes
use the
again.
restroom.
Oh, he did.
He was just marking his territory that
when
he
he
likes
comes
to hang
back,
out
let's
in.
be deep in Vaqueros talk.
Keep saying it that way all season.
I'm going
Vaqueros?
to
Vaqueros.
Vaqueros.
I'm okay with that. Actually.
It's just like how Griffey kept saying.
It's the Texas way to
Tina's Cochina.
say
Vaqueros.
it. Cochina.
Vaqueros.
Cochina.
Oh,
Vaqueros.
damn.
I have actually seen somebody call this beer O'Rail.
Oh, rail.
You
Oh,
ever got
yeah?
any O'Rail?
Okay.
Orale.
Let's
I mean-
talk about that.
I'm glad they're buying it. All right.
You could actually get some of the
Good,
merch
it's
with
so
that. With that.
Yeah, that's
Logo on
actually
it.
what inspired him to do that. They did this. They did the logo, the sugar
Sugar
skull
skull?
with the soccer balls,
Uh-huh.
and it blew away all of their previous merch sales. Like, just absolutely blew away their merch sales. And so they always kind of wanted to do the beer, and Three Nations Brewing was just kind of like on board. Like,
Why did it take a? Oh my God! Did it go
Frisco?
in?
what?
To the
Yeah.
Frisco
No.
Frisco Brewery.
Why?
Well, there was
did,
some ties there.
Yeah, so
Some business
in fairness,
ties.
like the ownership group, was originally based out of Frisco. So Michael Hitchcock was a president of FC Dallas for a long time, lives up there with his family, and I mean even the first coach of the team and the guy who runs the youth academy, Mark Snell, was a youth coach there. But his whole thing is like they saw that the team there wasn't doing the kind of outreach to the communities it wanted to, and they saw an untapped market in Fort Worth and really fell in love with the city. So yeah, they've got the ties there, and that helps when you're
Yeah.
this level, kind of a lower league, a lower thing. You're not working with the same kind of money and outreach yet. That those kind of ties really come in handy. And
Yeah.
Three Nations, honestly, cheers to them for being immediate. Like, yeah, let's do this. This sounds like an awesome idea.
And have they produced more barrels of
released
it? Like, is
penalty.
it going to be more readily available this season?
From what I understand, I think they are.
Okay.
But, of course, that's always up for debate. But
So what league is the Vaqueros
Oh
in?
man,
you're in,
The Vaqueros.
So it's
Yeah.
the NPSL. It's what does that even
NPSL.
stand
National
for? Nick?
Premier Soccer League.
Hmm.
It's oh man.
Basically,
trying to get into
if you had
depths
to,
and
if you had to
insanity
give
of US
tiers
soccer.
to it, it would probably be about 4th tier. It's
Okay.
it's anywhere between pro and semi-pro. So before the season, each of the NPSL teams have to declare whether they are pro or semi-pro. The semi-pros can let college players play, and that also keeps their eligibility intact. But the ones that do declare pro, then they pay every one of their players and that kind of thing. And then it's also, but they still all kind of play in the same league. Eventually, I think they just started.
So you can have some players that are paid and some that are not on the team.
Some teams.
Oh, so-
obviously, yeah,
full
it has to be by the
teams?
full
but
team.
you
Yeah.
have to
Oh, okay.
declare. You have to declare beforehand.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
whether
Can you
whether
get
are-
promoted if you're at the top of your table?
Unfortunately,
I
no.
wish.
There's
Okay.
there's no pro rel in U.S. soccer. Unfortunately, I know
Yeah.
that there are a lot of people that really want that, but
It was a big push amongst
'Cause it's kinda
fans
awesome.
of the sport that want it. Just because, I mean, look at what goes on in the Premier League.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the most exciting and other leagues too. One of the most exciting things has been that battle for those bottom 3 teams because they are fighting tooth and nail to not go down.
How
Look
badass
at
would that be if they
Ipswich.
did that in the NFL?
That'd
That'd be so cool.
I think every sport needs it. And look at
And
NBA. They always
yeah.
talk about how much they tank to get the.
That's a great point.
It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
absolutely.
And so,
Yeah.
I mean,
You
can
take
see
care
it.
of the
They don't
tanking.
care.
There are no stakes.
Right.
There are really
Yeah.
no true stakes. It's like, you have people that
In fact, you
Yeah.
get rewarded
That-
for it.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
Surely someone in the NBA has brought that up
Oh, I'm sure
because
they
they're
have,
trying to
but-
figure that out about
Yeah.
these teams that are tanking at
Yeah.
the end of the season.
Yep.
So you guys, does the team get drug tested?
You know
That
what?
That's the questions
don't
that
know.
That's a
matter.
great question. I
We
would
ask the good questions.
honestly
here.
because they do exist within the U.S. soccer pyramid. I'd be really
So
surprised if they weren't because,
Yeah.
like, you can qualify like every year in the various leagues around the country. You can from MLS down, you can qualify for this one the next year you'll play in this competition against with all these good teams around the country from
Right.
all levels called the U.S. Open Cup, and that is sanctioned by the U.S. Soccer Federation. So
Okay.
Well, they
I
do
would-
drug tests and all
yeah,
that
they
for
for
that.
sure drug test. So,
So what's the division that we're in? Who are our rivals and who's in our division?
Oh man,
The
so
Lone Star.
there are two. Yeah, Lone Star Conference. We
Lone
have
Star
two
Conference,
huh?
two main.
Okay.
So there's one big rival that we have, which has always kind of been Dallas City.
Okay, yeah, I could see that.
They were.
Yeah.
Dallas
They
City.
Deep Ellum
actually.
sucks.
Dallas
Yeah,
shitty
they-
Southside
Robbers
sucks.
Club.
No,
They
Deep
took-
Ellum sucks.
They actually had
Dallas
to take.
shitty.
Southside sucks.
They
No,
had to take
you suck.
last season. They had to take last
Sorry.
season
All of
off.
the
Like
above.
it's some. Like just, if you don't have the money or whatever, they let you kind of.
You
Yeah.
can take a hiatus,
Take a halftime.
You can take a
but
hiatus
one
or
season.
whatever. But now we have a new one slipping in, which is Denton, the Denton
Yeah.
Diablos.
Denton Diablos.
Yeah,
Denton
so
Diablos.
they're
Deep
gonna be
Ellum
a-
sucks.
yeah.
No, Southside sucks. No, the square sucks.
Denton
Frost Street sucks.
Yeah,
Frost Street's dumb.
Oak Cliff is for losers.
Yeah, there we go.
but they
Do they all have
they're,
hooligans, or are y'all the only hooligans that are?
There are a few.
involved?
There are a few supporters
few.
groups in the state, but we're definitely the noisiest, most vocal, and largest by far.
Yeah.
So Denton's going to be interesting though because a lot of the guys that are helping get Denton up and running are old FC Dallas buddies of mine.
Oh,
So
really?
It's going to be really interesting to see
yeah.
what they end up bringing to the table. Like it's gonna be
Yeah.
fun though, but it's more of like a fun, playful rivalry, if you will.
Yeah.
Like so, I love those guys. They're so much fun.
Yeah, that one's going to be fun. Dallas City is a
Yeah,
legit
but
rival.
Dallas,
We do not like
you
those
know,
guys.
Fuck Dallas.
The
But,
the owner
it,
is an asshole.
yeah.
The players, we've had run-ins with them. It's just and
The refs tend to favor them way
Yeah.
too much. So
Yeah,
Dallas
it's-
money,
Even though
Dallas
It's
they're
that
money, what does
cocaine
that
boob
buy?
job over there.
There-
Boob job
yeah,
crowd.
exactly. There were a couple of players from Dallas City though, from a couple
Jumbotron.
years ago that really understood the shtick.
Yeah.
and
oh yeah,
played
they got
along.
into it. Yeah.
And that was fun, but yeah, for
How
the
come-
most part, they
And
get
actually,
butthurt
a couple of
and-
their old players are going to be with the Vaqueros now. 'cause-
Oh, that's
How
right,
come I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
see?
So that'll add to the rivalry.
I don't
some,
see
too.
yeah.
Dallas or
Absolutely.
Denton in this league list
La Liga
for this
You're
year.
looking in La
for
Liga.
the Lone Star
Yeah,
Conference.
they are. So if you
It
go
says
to,
National Premier Soccer League,
Yeah,
and
Lone
it
Star
shows
Conference?
Houston, the two Houston teams: Katy, Laredo, Midland, Shreveport, Tyler.
Oh man, that might be last
That
year's because
might
that
be
sounds
last
like last
year's,
year's.
It
Yeah,
says 2019.
yeah.
That's weird.
NPSL is
God.
Maybe it's not updated.
That's not surprising.
yeah.
Well, I mean, a lot of teams do have it together, but
Is
some
that the
teams have,
Vaqueros
they
website?
do wait a little bit
Or
longer
is that
to
the
get it
NPSL
to get the
website?
rosters updated.
There's
Yeah.
So-
Wow.
So
Well-
has any of the guys gone on to play for FC
Well-
Dallas or
There
anything
they
like
are.
that? Like a
Some of
So-
them were drafted. We've had a number of players who
and
played professionally.
One of our
at
guys
at
that played
level.
last season is Ramon Nunez, who
Oh,
was
yeah.
an FC Dallas player.
Played in the
Yeah.
World Cup for El
Played in the
Salvador.
World Cup for El Salvador. Yeah.
nice.
So the good thing about
he kept his head.
Well,
He got out of El Salvador.
I'm sorry.
He played.
Just making sure.
He played a few games.
Okay.
But what's really cool
I don't like
is
these-
so the guys
soccer players coming over here.
the guys
Sorry.
that run Vaqueros also have a good stake in the sidekicks. So we have a good partnership with them. Like Jamie Lovegrove and some of those guys that play for the sidekicks also play for us.
Right.
Jimmy Lovegrove is
Jamie Lovegrove's
the
been one of our
playmaker.
strongest
Guy's a
players for a few
beast.
Yeah.
years.
Has
English,
Tattoo come out? Does he come out to any games? Does he come out to any games?
Man, if we can get him out to games, in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I would love to have him come out, even for like a signing, just to get some people.
True
hyped
story.
up.
I think
That would be
my
really
favorite,
cool.
my best celebrity sighting when I was a kid
Was him?
Oh god,
tattoo
Yes,
at a
sir.
Rangers game
Absolutely.
at the old Arlington Stadium in those
Did he rip his shirt
awful
off?
stands. We tried to get him to. It's just
Throw it to you?
Yeah.
You get him kicked out of the game. They escort him out of the ballpark.
Guy
Yeah,
just
tattoo.
robed in front of children. What's
That'd be really
Yeah.
cool, though. That'd be really fun.
Man,
That'd
those
be a
were
fun little
gnarly
hype-up
times
game.
that at Reunion Arena.
Oh gosh.
You'd go
Oh,
see a
dude.
Dallas Sidekicks game,
Mhm.
man.
There we
They
go.
put
They
nuts.
put a show.
Uh-oh.
What we got?
Fisticuffs.
Kicking off
Fisticuffs.
in St. Louis.
See, that's going to be Dallas City
Drop
and the
the
Vaqueros.
gloves.
There was a
That's
helmet
Dallas City and Fort
thrown.
Worth getting after it right there, man.
So
Oh, no.
I gotta tell you. So back in the day when we were playing, some of our matches actually for 2-3 years was at Martin Field at TWU.
Yeah, Texas West.
It was the smallest little field. There weren't even stands. It was literally like there was like a bench that
Yep,
people could sit on, but everybody would bring out like camping chairs and
pack
stuff. It
at
was
600 or
it
700
was
people right on the
the-
sideline. It was crazy.
the biggest like soccer block party you could ever
At Texas
imagine.
Women's?
Like,
Or, I'm sorry, Texas
Wesleyan.
Wesleyan?
It was
Yeah.
at Wesleyan. It was at
They
Martin
let you
Field.
drink out there?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I thought they didn't allow booze anywhere near
they-
that campus.
They built
You-
this.
right?
They built this
There was
apparatus.
a
It was like
Tejano
this
saloon
whole
across
little-
the street from the
It's
beach.
in
yeah.
Stop 6.
Yeah, it was. It was straight up.
Right.
Stop
Dude,
six.
it was. I mean,
was the
dude,
that's
shadiest.
right.
it
I
was
went.
the-
I went to a party
right
once.
off of Victory.
I went to a
If a
party
ball
once in
went
one of
over
their
the
dorms,
street,
and we had
it
to hide
stayed over
all the
there.
booze. We walked we went to a party that was actually on campus, and we had to hide everything we brought in.
Well, I gotta
Like,
tell
it
you,
was strict as fuck, and the
the-
girls were scared that they were if they got caught, they were gonna get kicked out of
The-
school.
There's
Oh,
an
that's
AT&T
crazy.
office right across the street from it on Rosedale there, and
Uh-huh.
I drink at it all the time.
That has nothing to do with my story at all.
But I'm drinking
Or
on
Texas or Wesleyan.
I am. I'm at Texas Wesleyan on the campus drinking.
No,
That's what my story had to do with. I'm
Yeah.
actually on the campus.
And it's sticking
drinking.
to it.
we'll
Yeah.
need some photographic proof of that. Sure.
I'll take a picture of it tomorrow.
Actually, now who
Well-
knows? This was way back in the day. Maybe they've gone. Maybe they've gotten woke.
Well, you know,
Now they allow it.
the
So who
school
knows?
has completely changed. The campus and the staff has completely changed, and
Yeah.
they invested all that money in that
Didn't
area.
they lose their law school? They're like, sorry, you guys aren't cutting it, and they lost
Isn't
their.
is that the one that's
I
now
don't
Texas
know.
A&M Law School?
I think so.
That's right. No, because they're
Maybe
in the
so,
system.
yeah.
Like
Oh,
they got
yeah.
the whole school got absorbed into the Texas A&M
just
system.
took them over.
Yeah.
So now that they probably do allow it. Then.
And last year
Yeah,
was the
they have
first
to,
time
right?
they
How are you gonna
brought-
get your ring?
they had a football team
yeah,
again.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
right.
that's
Yep,
true.
yep,
Yeah,
yep.
good point.
Well,
That's true.
Isn't that why we had to leave Martin Field?
We had to peace out.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
because the football
Yeah.
team came in.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think they've always kind of looked for a place that was not a block party esque.
Why
Well,
not?
Like they've
Right.
always
I
wanted
think they wanted
a
more
stadium. Yeah, they
stands.
wanted
Yeah.
they wanted actual stands. But like, well, my original point was that it was the biggest block party, but we were literally on the
Right there on the
touchline.
touchline.
Oh,
yeah,
I
we
mean,
were on the touchline.
Oh
So,
yeah,
You
like,
could talk to the
anytime
players, like,
players
pretty
were
much.
running, we were giving them so much shit. Like we were in their faces all the time.
yeah.
Wouldn't
And
Yeah.
some
move,
people
doing
really
throw-ins, wouldn't
understood. Like
move.
they were like, "This is the funniest thing ever," and I love this. And
So-
some
oh,
people
man.
are like, "Oh, I'm gonna beat your ass when this is over." It was so funny. Oh my god, it was the best. When we got under people's skin, it was
Oh,
the
that's
greatest.
the best
of
part,
it.
right
oh,
there,
that is
yeah.
The
that's
greatest.
the most
Yeah,
fun.
Absolutely.
Because then you know that it's going to be in their heads when they get back out there
Yeah.
on the pitch, man. That's what's so much fun about it.
So okay, so now it moved over to
Farrington.
Farrington Field,
Yeah.
and then they're building a stadium too, right? Or
That's
building.
the plan.
They're still
so
looking.
yeah, right now they've
Sustainability studies are being
Yeah,
conducted
I
around
thought
Fort
Sycamore
Worth.
Park or
Put it in
whatever
Watauga.
was where it
No,
was
that's
the
where
goal.
the youth.
there's a
academy is.
huge fan base out there.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
That's
Did
where
you
the
hear
youth academy is, and where that
Yeah, so-
where the pickup games are.
Yeah, so they have a facility out in Sycamore Park, but that's where they run a 100% free youth development academy. It's run by the guy I was mentioning, like Mark Snell, who used to be an FC Dallas manager.
Academy.
But he runs and apparently they're real good. But that was the first stage of what their plans are. They want this stadium really badly. They're looking at different plots of land and the city is all on board, just doing it. But we know that they do have feasibility studies going right now. And I don't want to say where, that's their thing.
Watauga.
I have a suggestion.
It's gonna be in
No, Watauga.
Frisco, Texas.
I have a
want to be
suggestion.
Smack
Where's
dab in the
that,
middle of
Dustin?
Fort Worth. That's what
Yeah,
we
that'd be
want.
cool if we could put
Dude,
it in
I
downtown
mean-
Fort
Well,
Worth.
that's the stretch.
I
of Austin
have a
Dallas,
suggestion.
Where, Dustin?
Oh, okay, yes.
Dustin,
I
what
wanna
do
know
you
where.
have?
Speaking of downtown Fort Worth, there is an empty baseball facility sitting just on the north side.
Oh, you mean the first season of
point.
Vaqueros that played
Oh,
at?
yeah,
That's
where
where
the
we-
first season was.
Yeah, that's where they played the
Yeah.
first season. I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's.
Imagine that.
I mean, I guess we're no New York City FC, but
Oh God.
That's weird because I nearly went to one of those games while I was up there this last time.
oh, it's so weird. Like I don't understand. I'm still. Oh, so they're gonna this summer they're gonna play that game between Atletico Madrid and Chivas de Guadalajara.
Good Lord.
I want to know if they've actually told the players it's a baseball stadium.
Yeah,
There's no way they've told them that
and
yet.
it will be the last event in the stadium.
Are you serious? That is the actual last
That's
event.
what everybody keeps saying. Yep,
People will raise the floor.
Oh man,
Yep.
that's gonna.
that will be the last thing in the ballpark.
A soccer match?
That soccer match.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna tear off the turf, you might as well go out and.
You mean they're
blaze
not
of
going to
glory.
have Randy Rogers play?
I think that's a perfect fit to the end of a football game. I feel.
Maybe get
Randy
Jimmy
Rogers.
Buffett and his Margaritaville thing that's been
I hear-
in
I
Toyota
hear-
Stadium
That'd be cool.
for
There you go.
however
Oh,
many
that
years.
would okay. Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah. See those blenders made with weed eaters?
Yeah.
I went to a
I forget
another. It
about
was
those.
another Tool show, and there was the Jimmy Buffett concert was going on or about to go on, and all these people had blenders made out of like weed eaters, edgers,
That's
lawnmowers, and all this stuff.
That's
They
fantastic.
modified it all these things
That's
to make
amazing.
margaritas with.
So
That's
I-
genius.
I hate
have,
margaritas.
so I was a season ticket holder for
Marks.
FC Dallas for years.
Yeah.
And they've held Margaritaville for fucking ever out there. And I had a really old really old theater buddy. He's much older than me, but he was a huge pearhead. And he was like,
Yeah.
well, I hear you like FC Dallas and you have season tickets. Well, I'm a big Jimmy Buffett fan. And,
Nudge,
they're
nudge.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so he was like, he would work out. He'd get me to send him the pre-sale stuff because I would always get it ahead of time. And so I'd send it to him. And he's like, man, you got to come out here sometime. This is awesome. And I'm
No,
like,
you don't.
Okay, all right, fella. But man, when I would look at their pictures, I'm like, holy shit, this is the biggest party I've ever seen in my
Okay,
life.
so
I'm like,
they're actual like
everybody's hammered as shit, and like everybody's just
Hell
all
yeah.
over the place.
Yeah.
I'm like, actually, I kind of do want to
Yeah,
go to
there's
that.
a lot of
I don't
jorts.
I
A lot of
want to.
jorts.
I don't
Oh,
want to
yeah,
listen
for
to
sure.
anything he's
A
playing.
lot of drunk moms.
But I just
Yeah.
want to drink a lot. Like,
okay, seriously, have you? So he's got like this line of resort hotels
Yeah.
Well,
around
we
the
ate
country.
at his restaurant, and it's really good.
At the
The
resort
restaurant was-
hotels, at the resorts, they don't have coffee makers. They have margarita machines.
Yep.
Oh,
in the
really?
rooms. In the
Nice,
rooms.
nice.
Like that's. I mean, why hasn't this been a thing
Yes,
forever
please.
at hotels?
You were talking about that Tool show. There for a while, it was like every summer. It was Tool was one year, Foo Fighters was another year, and then
That-
Pantera was another year.
That Jimmy Buffett played the
Jimmy
same weekend.
Buffett would be at Starplex, and
Yeah, that
all
would be
the rock shows would
Coliseum,
be in
Fair
the
Park.
Coliseum, the Fair
Yeah.
Park Coliseum.
Oh man,
Yeah,
And it
that's
was
where
like-
the
I
Elton
was
John
like,
thing
what the
happened
fuck?
too.
What?
Was
Where he came out?
I feel like
No.
there's more crossover. there.
the show that I told you about when Tool and Elton John played, and Tool played inside the Fair Park Coliseum, and Elton John
That was
played.
a Melvin show, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was you should have seen all these people getting out of their cars going to this Elton John show
I
or
parked
whatever.
on the other side for that show.
Did y'all watch the footage of the new Tool music?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Is that
Little
like I'm pretty
Just the
sure
lick.
I heard their new song this like today, like
Yeah,
on
it
the
was
way
like-
back from.
From this weekend or something?
Oh, what I saw was a
Yeah.
lick that Adam Jones was playing on Instagram. Are you talking about an
That's what
actual
I saw.
performance?
Well, I
Yeah,
heard
they
a
did
I
two
heard a Tool
songs this
song
weekend.
on the radio
At
or on
Bonnaroo.
its,
Well,
like,
no, it was
satellite
at
or whatever.
Jacksonville.
oh, cool.
Oh,
Down in
have to check it out.
I didn't
Bonnaroo
recognize
hasn't
it
happened
from
yet,
an
honey.
album.
That's in June.
Yeah.
I ain't
Oh,
heard
yeah.
about that.
But
That's
it's like two
Surprised.
songs.
It's gotta
But it
be on
was
here.
it was at some kind of it was the Rock On or Rock Something Fest in Jacksonville. But there's two
golly.
songs like Deception and something else. But
I will tell you that's the one
check it out.
one band that I have not seen yet that I've always just been.
I've seen
like,
them
I
a
would
lot.
love
I saw them
to
in-
so
see
many
them.
times.
one of my.
But it's the
good
first
friends
stuff
in-
that's come out since 10,000 Days. So
Yeah, it's. I had a friend, and when I was in New Orleans, was a huge fan, and he drugged me to a show. I wasn't even a fan, but I was.
Did
a
he
fan after
drug
that.
you
Yeah.
or did he make you
drugged
go?
He drugged you.
We had an awkward relationship.
No, were drugs consumed?
Yeah, it's a Tool show.
I
By-
think he,
by
I think he was
him,
saying
for
that he
sure.
was dragged.
Nick-
but he
Nick
was
does
actually
not
drugged.
consume. Nick does not consume.
Oh.
Yeah, my buddy Jay is a massive Tool fan. He's seen them in a Perfect Circle like 100 times or whatever, but I've never gotten to see him, and I wanted to see him so bad.
See, I've
so.
seen Tool pretty much every time they've come into town,
Mm-hmm.
but I've never seen Perfect Circle.
See, that's how it is with Rage Against
Or
the Machine.
Pussifer. I've never seen
I've
Pussifer
seen Rage
either.
Against the Machine almost every time they've been in town, but
Yeah.
I never
See,
went
that-
to see,
that's
like,
my biggest-
Audio
Audio
Slave. I never went to see any of the extracurricular
Rage
stuff.
is my
or
biggest
Night Marchers or any of
regret.
those. Never
Yeah.
saw any
I
of
was
that
just talking
stuff,
about them the other day. I was at every time Rage came to Dallas, I went to the show. Or I was at the show.
Yeah, I was at
It's one
almost
band I
every
could
one of
say.
them.
I was just
never
thinking
got
that
to see
every
them live.
time.
Actually, the only one that I think I didn't see when they were in town was when they were with U2, which was the weirdest fucking
Big Audio Dynamite too. Wow. Okay. that
Big
is-
Audio Dynamite, Rage Against the Machine.
But would you
U2.
not see U2 and Rage just like trade singers and watch that show?
That would be
Whoa.
hilarious.
No.
Come on.
Bono would get broken.
I just don't want to hear Maynard. I don't want to hear Maynard singing "Where the Streets Have No
Killing
Names"
in the
or
name
Sunday Bloody
of-
Sunday.
Wait, what do you, Maynard? Maynard's not in
Oh
Rage.
no, sorry. I was just still thinking about Tool.
That'd be
But-
cool too.
Yeah, I was gonna say
No.
actually that would
That
I
would
would
be cool.
definitely see that.
But I
Maynard
really
with
don't want to
Rage.
see Zach De La Rocha
Diddle.
singing.
Oh god.
They
yeah.
did do something. Didn't Tool, I think Tool and Rage did? I think they did something. Like Maynard did do something with them, or vice versa.
I wouldn't be
Maynard got on
surprised.
stage with. I think it was Rage.
Maynard
Oh, man,
is
I don't
on
He got
Know
it.
Your Enemy.
Oh,
No,
that's
he did.
on
I know,
Rage.
but he
Yeah,
actually
you're
got up
right,
once
yes.
with them live.
He
and
does.
there's
Okay.
video of
He
it.
did a lot,
Yep.
and they did a little.
I thought he only did it
yeah.
once. There was video of it.
Watch this.
This game is screaming.
I will tell you one of
It
the
Yeah,
is
you
coolest,
did,
screaming
one of the
overtime.
coolest music experiences I've ever had in my life was sometime, some way along the line, I signed up for Rage Against the Machine's fan like club
Yeah.
or whatever, and I don't even remember doing it. But suddenly, like I'd moved away from my parents' house, and my parents started getting deliveries of these 7-inches. And they're like, "Hey, you got something from RATM?" I don't know. I'm like, "What the hell are you talking
Yeah.
about?"
Rat
And so,
M.
like, I went home and it was a 7-inch, and it had the U.S. flag on just black and white, and it said "Evil Empire" on it, and it was a 7-inch, and it was Bomb Track. It was Bomb Track live at the BBC, and I think it was People of the Sun or Killing the Name or something. I don't know. It was something.
You didn't lose
on
that,
the
did
B
you?
side. No, I have
I was
every
about to
bit. I have
say.
every bit of that still.
I kind of want to
Um,
imagine that your mom
but it
totally
was-
put those on the turntable.
You know,
before
my
you came and
my
got 'em.
mom. No, my mom. She. Oh god,
She
I will get to that in a minute.
She would.
But no, like stuff started showing up. Like I got a 7-inch of Ghost of Tom Joad that was like purple vinyl. I got God, there were two more that I got. It was like red vinyl of red vinyl.
I feel like
of-
bands don't utilize that anymore.
No,
the
they
fan
don't.
club
They
thing.
really
There's
don't.
some that
And
do,
it's
but
like- But it was.
They used
it
to be
was like
cool.
one of
Dave
the
Matthews
coolest
Band
things, like,
probably still does.
I got a massive amount of Rage Against the Machine stuff just from their fan club. Like I don't even remember signing up originally,
yeah.
but I got these really cool 7-inches, and then I got like they would send me.
Used to, you could do it at the merch
literature,
booths at like like at Lollapalooza
Yeah,
and stuff. You could
absolutely.
register to,
I
to be on
remember
their
that,
bands
yeah.
fan clubs.
But it was incredible, and so I still have every bit of that.
Hell yeah.
I didn't get rid of it because I'm like, man, this is really
Yeah,
awesome. I was like,
that is
I've
awesome.
never seen it, and but they were like, I've never seen that from other bands.
Do you ever
Like,
look it up on eBay and see how much it would sell for?
I think at one point, I might have.
Well,
Because
do you remember what it was?
one of my moves at the time, and this was back still in probably like late '90s, early 2000s, and I mean, it wasn't a whole
I
lot.
wonder what it is now.
I don't know. Let me get a check.
Could be
I don't-
sitting on
I
some
don't-
gold, man.
You know,
Seriously.
well, if it's gold now, it's gonna be really gold later, and I can
True.
still listen to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, like, man, one of my favorite things about that is that it was Bomb Track. It actually, in fact, now I remember it was Bomb Track live at the BBC, and then it was Fuck the Police.
Yeah.
And the Fuck the Police was live, and the whole intro was Zach going, "This goes out to the Fraternal Order of Police in Philadelphia," and because it was live in Philadelphia, and then they kicked it off. They're like, "Man," I was like,
Damn.
"Oh, this is the coolest shit ever," and like,
Yeah.
oh god, I love that.
They released a record that has Darkness and Had a Guy Be Playing on a Jukebox. And
Oh,
those, and like, never released. I think
Yeah.
both those songs were never released.
Yeah. Darkness
Like
was
in
for
a,
sure,
on
yeah.
a official album. They were all
Right.
B-sides on
Yeah.
singles and stuff.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. To
And it's
hear.
pretty cool. I got that one. I came across it at there used to be a record store on Berry Street, right across from, or kind of catty corner from, the Aardvark. And dude had it in there.
It wasn't Record Town, was it?
No, that one
No,
was
Record
like down
Town was
around
on
the corner.
University
On
property.
University.
Yeah. That was
Anybody got any
University property.
Xanax? Because we're going to
Yeah.
the third period tied.
Oh, good.
1-1.
Woo!
I'm telling you, this game is screaming
Yeah.
overtime.
So
Yeah.
Tool played 2 songs. Back to this. It was at the Welcome to Rockville Festival, and the songs are called Descending and Invincible.
So
That's what-
did they?
I think that's
did
what
they
she
do,
said.
Did they do a studio
close.
recording?
Was something
Do what?
wrong?
Did they do a studio recording? Of
I
all
feel like
those,
you
or is
were-
it just
I don't know.
straight
Live
up like
bootleg,
they
wasn't
just
it?
played them
A
live?
record.
Well, the
Act
stuff
like-
on here is live, or is live footage. You can
'Cause-
go watch them, and it says
Hey, look at
they're
that color
in
palette.
high quality.
The one that I heard today on satellite radio, it was a studio recording, but I don't recognize it. But it may have been from one of their early albums. But it was definitely a studio.
Why don't they
recording.
slip something out?
I don't know, maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know.
it's
Can you
on
do
one of
that
those
these days? I mean,
random-
everything
One of
goes
those random
immediately viral.
studios.
If
So-
anybody is gonna slip something out, and no one know about it. It's gonna be
That
them.
would be totally.
Well, that's pretty-
that is a fair point.
Back to the weekend crap.
What?
yeah.
I thought we were talking about soccer.
We were,
Crap.
but I want to talk about something
No,
that happened
that's
Saturday
next
night.
weekend.
I want to talk about something that happened Saturday night, and that was going to the Haltom City Theater for the first time.
Oh
Awesome
my
theater.
god, we were
You
talking.
just talking
I was
about
talking
it.
to Brian
Yeah,
about
we
that
were
on the
just
way.
talking
It's like,
about it on the way.
no, my god, that place is.
It was cool. About midway through the night, once the mushrooms kicked in, I realized that that all of us were sharing an experience for the first time together.
Yes.
Everybody in that building.
Oh yeah.
Like everybody in there was like, "Wow, this is so badass! It's so amazing! Holy crap, it's good! So cool."
Yeah.
No one had gone to a show there yet. Like maybe 1 or 2 people, but everybody was like,
I didn't realize.
didn't know what to expect, didn't
Yeah.
know where things were. I
No,
didn't
and it's
expect a
been open for
diner
a
out
couple of
front.
I know that threw me off too. I was
It's
like,
been open for a couple of months, but none of the shows have.
yeah, just look at the posters.
Really
It almost looked like they were
been
doing like just a lot of
captivating.
country shows and stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
Cover
yeah.
bands and red dirt bands.
I think that was the first rock show.
Yeah,
They
and that
used to
makes
be at
sense.
They had a
Fat
punk
Daddies.
festival like 3 or 4 weeks ago,
Mm.
but this is the heaviest they've gotten.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
there's a metal show coming up.
Did they have
where-
assigned seating?
No. They have
Nope.
a metal show coming up with Within Chaos is supposed to play on it.
Okay.
And that's going to be their heaviest show because it's all
Oh, for sure.
hard metal.
That's gonna sound fun in that building.
Yeah. I was impressed. I had a really good time there. Of course, we saw our buddies Henry the Archer, Pinkish Black, and the Methinks play. And it was a homecoming for Pinkish Black and the Methinks. I think Darren Pinkish Black said, he's driven by that building his entire life and has always wanted to play in it. Now he's got the chance.
Mhm.
So they were tearing through stuff. And then the Methinks, to close their set for the night, played God Bless Haltom City.
Fuck yeah.
That's badass.
And Ray,
I mean, they've been waiting to do that.
Ray said, midway through the set, Ray goes, I'm excited that I'm just a mile from the jam space and I'm just a couple of 100 feet from 377.
Oh, with his name being brought up, happy birthday, Ray.
Happy birthday, Ray.
Happy birthday.
Today is Ray's
Birthday.
birthday.
We want to send a shout out to Ray on his
Oh,
birthday.
yeah.
Make sure
To
he's
the
got
Ray.
it going on. But anyway, yeah, no, it was funny. It was a good night. It was really, really cool.
I like the setup in there. I didn't know what to expect, and it definitely blew my expectations out of the water.
It was beautiful in there, and the only thing is the walls in the main hall are a little reverby. But I was actually shocked during the Methinks set. I went and stood back by the soundboard, and I was like, "It actually sounds pretty good back here."
Yep. Back up by
It sounds really good.
by the bar.
Yeah, the further to the back, it sounded really good back there for sure.
Yeah, like up where the little platform is, or that little spiral staircase up to that apartment, and all that hidden stuff.
So I just hope they keep. The only thing I worry about a venue being so detached from everything else is that it is so detached from
Yeah.
everything else. And you got to cruise out there to see anything. Whereas if you're in Fort Worth and you're just kind of screwing around. You've got like 4 outlets right there
you
next
kind
to
of
you.
Oh,
stumble
yeah.
upon something.
Yeah,
awesome.
exactly.
And if you're at Lola's one night and you don't like what's going on there, you can just go around the corner to Panther.
Right.
You know, there's nothing else.
Mass is not
Oh, yeah,
at
you
all
can
far
just-
from
Yeah, it's not
there.
far
They
either.
got something going,
Mass
so
and-
You know, there's nothing near this Haltom City venue except
that's going to be on.
Vietnamese restaurants. And
Yeah. I mean,
Which
to be
are
fair,
delicious.
That's a
by
good
the way.
reason to go out there any day.
There
Haltom
are random bars on Belknap as you get closer to downtown that are kind of
Yeah.
shady. So I
You
guess you
know-
can go visit them. But
What I would love to see at Haltom Theater, which would actually, I think, be pretty apropos, would be a tender reunion. We need
Oh,
to
that'd
have
be cool.
We need to have a tender reunion at Haltom
that
Theater.
needs to happen.
Yeah.
Who was
In-
I talking to about that
in
the other
fact,
day?
I was at this a past couple weeks ago. I was at the Hot Snake show at Curtain Club, and Tony was there. Freaking Deedle was there. Like Matt Pittman. Like I ran out. I was like, "Hey, what's up, man?" Like Matt and I was like, "Holy shit, dude! I haven't seen you in like years." And like Tony was there, Deedle was there. It was nuts. It was
I
like
haven't
a
seen Tony
crazy
since
reunion.
Faith No More.
Yeah.
And how long has that been?
Awesome.
Matt, when was the last time you saw your idol?
2016, wasn't it?
Was that when it was?
I think so.
Yeah. So I haven't seen Tony since
Like,
then.
I couldn't believe it was him because I looked over. I'm like, oh, holy shit, I know that man. You know,
Yeah.
it's like one of those things where you know there were so many years go by that you don't realize are going by, and you're like, oh man, every once in a while you just think, you know, I wonder what those guys are up to. And in fact, actually, this
In
whole
Dwayne up north?
I don't know.
I thought someone said
like
Dwayne was
every
up.
once in a while I see him pop up on. Oh no, sorry, I'm thinking of Justin Wilson. I see Justin Wilson pop up randomly on social media. But this whole past weekend, I've been thinking about Darren because like I did that whole MS ride, and and I know that with Darren and his deal, and I was like, man, because he was always somebody that I really looked up to. Because
Yeah.
being both a bass player and just an amazing artist.
His
I
art was crazy cool.
I know, and that's why I was always thinking, like, I've always thought, because he was always somebody I looked up to, and so like
He was doing badass cool like vector style art before anybody else
before that was a thing. And
Yeah.
I was like, man, and
And
that
all
was,
the album covers he did.
oh my
It's just
god,
like good grief.
I know. I'm like, and he was the lead in to what I ended up doing, because I'm like, that's the kind of style that I love. Like I can't do anything near that, but I'm gonna do what I can. And try to really just kind of give that style.
You see it in the posters.
We do. Let's
Yeah.
roll into that.
Let's show the
because
share
you-
those
sure, man.
posters.
You designed this poster.
Yeah.
This guy's
That's
behind pretty
way
much
up there.
all of the
Way
best
up there.
designs we do with the team and the supporters group.
So you designed this poster for the first match.
Yeah.
And
So I give the
God the glory.
Vaqueros my time for design and stuff. I'm a big proponent of trying to stick local, trying to give Fort Worth the love it can, and so I pitched the owner of the Vaqueros. I'm like, hey, what if we did these event posters every match? That's just kind of like a giveaway. That's not really like the generic like player poster or like random schedule or whatever, but like make it kind of fun and just like more art.
Yeah, you can see it. The Women's World
Yeah.
Cup has a
Yeah.
specific city, these gorgeous art posters for
Yeah.
every city hosting games this summer, and so this is
Yeah.
kind of like our version of that.
Yeah, and I was
Cool.
actually I was more inspired. So there was it was probably 3 or 4 years ago. There was a championship. It was like 2 or 3 leagues under Premier League in England, and they had done these really cool match day posters. And I'm like, that would be really cool to do sometime.
Yeah.
That's just it's not really a player's face or like really like anything that was almost like just a player kicking the ball or whatever. It was just something that was elevated.
Right.
And I was like, I really wanted to try to push that with this. So the first 2 are live now. So we have the fist with the flare.
The other one.
I think it
With the
captures
smoke.
the supporter.
Yeah, which is like the
atmosphere
big
pretty well.
supporter
fist.
thing.
or a
Yeah.
Venezuelan riot.
Exactly.
So it's either or.
I mean, they're not mutually exclusive.
Yes.
And then the second match poster, which is against Denton, was a big homage to the Uncanny X-Men, which is a blue longhorn, which was kind of the
If you look on your
homage
monitor, you can see it.
the homage to Beast from X-Men. punching a hipster dressed as a devil, which is
So you're
what
saying
we
Denton
realized.
is full of hipsters.
It can be, absolutely.
So this is the
They hang out
Fort
at
Denton
Eastside.
rivalry.
I've heard rumors. I don't know.
Yeah, there's
They all hang out
conjecture.
at East Side and they're
there's-
terrible
Not
bartenders.
Yeah.
Not only is Brian responsible for this really awesome artwork, but he's done some other designs for the team. The scarf for this year, or for all the
3 years.
So is there
Yeah.
someone that's in
that-
charge of marketing over there, or is it you?
Well, there's like the GM and the owner, and then they kind of farm stuff out to me when when they
for
want to
design
get stuff done or stuff that I've pitched to them. So the whole event poster thing was something.
So
I
you're kind
pitched
of the
to them.
marketer then.
He
in a way.
is the graphic designer.
I'm the
Yeah,
designer.
he's definitely
they
the
don't
designer.
have a proper marketer.
If anything, I think the entire
the
supporters
moment.
group, in a lot of ways, acts as the marketer for the team right now.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah,
like
pretty
knowing
much.
that like Brian put this together, like if you look at your monitor,
Oh, the schedule, yeah.
yeah, the schedule that's
Yeah, I
actually
did an animated.
animated.
I did an animated schedule of Nick with the flare
the
with
smoke,
the smoke and
the
stuff.
smoke
Oh, that's cool.
moves on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
It just, for me, like design it's a huge passion to me.
Mhm.
I work for a national furniture retailer that I won't name right now because
IKEA.
of beer and weed.
Ashley.
But,
Imagine how much
you
trouble
know,
I'd get in
yeah.
if I said who
Was it
I
the-
worked
Yeah.
for right now.
But
Morbid
it's a
Tabernacle.
it's
furniture.
a major passion for me, and soccer is a
shit.
major passion for me, and I want to make sure that our local club is really truly represented. You know, I don't just want some intern from whatever college putting
Yeah.
together just some random
yeah.
garbage. You know, I want everything that they put out. I want it to look sharp.
Because you're passionate
And
about
so-
it, and that's
yeah.
totally understandable.
Exactly. And so I
Yeah.
pitched to them. I said, "Hey, what would you think if I traded?
I pulled my pants down.
If I pulled my pants down and then I traded looks of my naked body plus
There we go.
plus
He's a market
with the
man.
with the fist
With, oh yeah,
with
and
the
flares.
fist.
holding a naked
Flares.
dong
on fire
on
in a
fire.
Venezuelan
Wait a second.
riot.
And
JJTM needs some
In Liverpool.
poster work.
This just got
Stop giving away our ideas.
This just got really weird. But no, like I was
I like
hey,
where you're going
I'm
with
like,
this. Hold on.
what would you think if you wanted to trade like graphic work for season tickets? Like I'll just, you guys give me season tickets, I'll put out what you need.
Yeah.
And so that was the last year and this year that's just been kind of our trade. I consider it like my pro bono work, like this because
How long have you been involved with the organization?
well,
From the
like graphic organization, like
Just
or
going
the
out there
team.
and
This-
supporting.
From the
since-
beginning.
since day
Yeah.
one.
When,
yeah.
and when was
From
that again?
So
25th was it
14.
2014? Yeah, it was January,
You too?
February
Yeah.
2014.
Yeah.
I was in a work transition at the time, so I was being kept in the loop, but I couldn't go to any meetings. They were having meetings
Mhm.
at like Avoca or bars here and there, planning the supporters group because we found out we were going to have a team.
Yeah.
So I didn't
Yeah.
really know Brian yet, but our friend TJ Weber was keeping me in the loop. He's like, I know you're going to be involved in this. I know you can't come to these right now. So, from day one.
Yeah.
From
So
day
when
one.
they knew, like when Michael Hitchcock, the owner of the team, when he knew that they wanted to come to Fort Worth, they were really just kind of trying to understand what the soccer sport was in the area. I was really strongly involved in American Outlaws Fort Worth at the time. And so he went to us just to kind of see, hey, what would it take for support in the area? And so I immediately got involved.
Where is he? Where's Hitchcock from?
So Hitchcock, he is part of
Is that-
PMI. It's like this
It's a sports management. Yeah,
sports
they do
management
sports
company.
management company.
Okay.
So he
Heard of
originally
them.
he has helped. He was GM for FC Dallas for a
Yeah,
long
yeah,
time.
that's right.
And then
He worked for the
he
LA
helped
Napa.
Galaxy. Yeah, he
Well,
was the
LA. He helped build San Antonio Scorpions.
stadium.
So
yeah.
he's been around a long time. So
Yeah, he was
he's
in the
built-
front office at the Galaxy when they brought in Beckham
So he
at
built
that era.
Fort
so.
Worth. He built Napa Valley now.
And he's
That's-
the owner.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. His group is
Yeah.
the ownership group,
Okay.
PMI.
So why doesn't get Beckham here in Fort Worth?
We're trying
For the Vaqueros.
fucking A.
because he refuses to leave Miami these days. Apparently,
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, so he's so
You know,
they came to us. And
There's
he-
a guy up north. His name's Wayne Rooney.
Yes,
I think
please.
He'd be a cool guy.
having
to play
lived
here
in
Fort
DC,
Worth.
DC would fight you for calling them up north, but
Yes,
you're
please.
not wrong.
They're up north.
He
They're
is
north
one
of
of-
us.
I have about 4 Rooney jerseys at the house. I'm like, yes, please.
I
Can
hear
you imagine that?
I hear Paul Pogba wants out of Man United too. Why don't we just
Yeah.
get him too?
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know that I can control my bells at any match.
Yeah, what is the budget that this team has for players?
Well, I mean, there's no
What are
no
they
budgetary
making
rules. That's all I'm
sponsorships
saying.
again? Like, we're gonna make this happen.
That'd be hilarious.
I mean, they have maintained all their beer sponsors, and I'm pretty sure Modelo and Alaskan Brewery would be like, yeah.
yeah, let's do it. Let's
We
do
want to
it.
bring Rooney in.
God, can you imagine that shit?
He'd be chipping people from midfield.
Hey,
just be like,
just-
"Boop."
We've already had one guy who's played in the World Cup play for the team before.
Yeah.
Okay, come on.
There was a video that was
he
going
played
around.
for us for like 2 matches
On
and then
Twitter?
he
Three
disappeared.
matches.
There was a
Oh,
video
was
that
it
was going
3?
around
Was it
on
3?
Twitter a few weeks ago that had. Did you see it? It was 100 kids against like 4 players.
Yeah, I've
professional
seen
players. Did you see
that.
that?
It was like
It was
Korean,
awesome.
like Korean,
Yeah.
right, or Japanese. Like
Yeah.
those guys were like, they were just like,
It was cool to watch. I couldn't believe that they scored, but they did.
yeah, it was like a massive amount of this is a massive amount
Yeah,
of like.
and then you thought he
movement.
got through all the players, and then there was another like 30 players at the goal.
Yes.
And like,
It's like
and they
this
just
is
lobbed one over the all their because
Yes.
they're only like 3
extreme mode on
yeah.
on FIFA video. Like if they just
Yeah.
add
Yeah.
extreme
first person
mode.
It
shooters
was
to
the funniest
FIFA.
thing. Have you seen that clip of the girl who like chips the ball into like the passing bus?
I
I did
don't
see
think
that
so.
one.
Isn't
Yeah.
that nuts? It's like
Oh, that's
like
There's
they,
that-
they challenged
Silly.
her to whip the ball into a passing bus.
Yeah.
It was like in this alley, and this is the alleyway,
Yeah.
and this bus just passed by. She was whoop, it's
She had a tiny window in
oh
there.
my
Right in
That's
gosh, it was
impressive.
just
Well,
right
there's
in.
and there. Did you see the one this past couple of weeks where the it came from Block or Charge, and the old man picks up the snake and throws it into the moving car. Did
Yeah.
you see
No,
that?
no,
That's
no.
the one we were talking about on Sunday.
Yeah, that's
Over
it.
at
Yeah.
Seth's house. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that
It's
would
insane.
be me jumping
I
out
think
of my
the
vehicle.
the snake was dead, but it was a sweet ass no look pass. Like he didn't even
You know who wouldn't have made it home that night? That
whoever
fucking
did that,
old
old
man.
Yeah. Yeah, he did it no look. It was
That's
cool.
impressive.
That is
Pistol Pete
total
Maravich.
grounds for murder,
Yeah.
right?
That
That's
makes me
total.
wonder, like, how
Even
many.
if the snake was dead, fuck that.
Yeah.
I'm
Turning around and
yeah.
you're getting run over. Oh fuck.
I'd have abandoned my moving vehicle without a second thought.
We're
It
gonna
was
play the
my
game
car.
called Slay
Yeah.
You. Yeah, we're just gonna slay.
It was a
you
big
real
snake
quick.
too.
But that
man.
makes me
That thing
wonder,
was
like-
big.
If he didn't get it on the first try, did he just have like a bucket of dead snakes they've been throwing at cars for the past hour?
He was walking down the street, and I guess there's a longer video out there.
There's got to be.
And he's walking along the street, and he's got a stick, and he's kind of jacking with it as he's tossing around. The girls are intrigued that, wow, that guy's got a snake. And as they're driving by, I guess, according to what Reddit says, this was like their second or third pass by the old man.
I bet it was.
And
There's
on the
no way
third
that-
pass, they were
You got him.
intrigued by the snake and everything. He tossed it right into their driver's side window.
Man, that's the
seriously
showstopper.
Genuinely
Yeah.
my worst possible nightmare, and
Yeah.
I can't stop laughing at this.
Yeah.
And they're screaming, and it just cuts off. But yeah, I would have
That
that old
sucked.
man. I would have turned the car around and just
Yeah.
You're like, "Nah, I'm
It's like
done.
you
Ran
know what,
him
it's
over.
one of the worst feelings ever is when you're driving down the road and a spider just goes down from the
right
headliner.
in your, right
You're
in your
like,
eye line. Yeah, you're
Uh,
like, no.
Yeah.
Or when you look in the rearview mirror and you just see the wasp in the back window.
Yeah, it's just
Oh,
bang.
yeah.
And then
Yeah.
the camera just cuts to a car on fire. Like,
That's
you just set it on fire.
Ins-
like,
insane.
nope,
Insane.
instant fire. Instant fire.
Find the closest bridge over water.
I don't know.
And
I don't
what's
know what
his
happened.
name?
He just drove off the bridge.
Spiders.
All right. What's his name standing there? And that's in the
Yeah.
insurance
Bastard.
commercials going, seen
Mayhem.
it? Covered it.
Oh god.
Yeah.
You know
Is
me.
it
I'm
farmers?
just that little spider that's just hanging down.
farmers.
Bum, 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 bum.
All right, farmers, you owe us money.
Yeah, we're definitely
That's
gonna get
50
pulled
bucks.
on that one.
You owe us money, and we owe the Stars money, and the Blues,
Yeah.
and
Well,
the
we're not-
Vaqueros.
we haven't
Oh,
done
God.
anything with the stars yet, unless I push this cord in right here. See, if I push this cord in, we hear everything that happens. But I don't think it's legal, so I'm gonna.
Open up!
It's only legal for about 9.9 seconds.
Yes.
And then
Once
after
you reach the
that,
10
then
seconds.
then you're up
Spotify
to-
just rescinded their invitation for us to be a podcast on their platform because
Tomorrow or in a couple of days, I get a.
The email we sent you a few
A
weeks
cease
ago
and
about being on
desist.
Spotify. Go ahead and you can negate that.
I get a piece of mail that says 1 Rockefeller Center,
yeah.
New York City, New York.
Exactly.
What the fuck?
You're in
Jack
a court.
Donaghy requested.
I
So-
know what it is.
the
Jack
first-
Donaghy wants to talk to me.
The first thing you did on Spotify was get us into a major lawsuit with the NHL.
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks. Oh, are we unionizing?
If
Are we
there's
doing
if there's
this
a
podcast?
way, if there's a way
Fuck
to go
yeah.
out, that's
Episode
the way to go
313 of the Jerry Jonestown Massacre has never existed.
We got a backup plan, Joe. God. Okay, you kept it up.
I really want you to just isolate all the sound effects from this one.
Yeah, we
And then
could.
we're gonna send this directly over to Matt and be like, okay.
Anytime
here
you hear
go.
one of us grunt or moan,
And really, just to mix things up, you got to throw some Boss Hog in there, going.
Yeah.
Or no, it was Roscoe. wasn't it?
Roscoe
Pico Train.
Pico Train.
yeah, that was such a cool ass show. You can't find that anywhere now. Is
Yeah,
that the
because
deal?
because
of the
it's,
General
it's,
Lee?
it's against the PC rules now.
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
of the
Generally.
So
General
it's
Lee.
down from every
That's just
platform.
it. That's what else
That's so
was
stupid.
bad about it? That was it, right?
It was because there was the rebel flag on there. That's
Yeah.
it,
And that's
yeah.
it. That's
Is
the,
that really
the
the
only
only
just need to
thing
cut the
yeah,
wrong.
there was
car
nothing
out.
ever any
Yeah,
racial
that's what I'm saying.
connotations on there
Flag on
except
it,
for
and it
flag.
played Dixie.
It's
Yeah.
it's a
I had a
kid.
babysitter that
It was
had
a
that horn.
family show.
And also,
But
weren't
I
there
do have
actually
to
some
say,
kind of more
so-
She burned my
progressive
TT with a
aspects of
cigarette
it?
lighter.
Like, I thought I remember like
So no, there were from what I remember, and I watched a
Can we?
a massive amount of it. Like I don't remember like there being any kind of big racist.
There was
thing.
no racist
There
points
wasn't
in the
not at
show.
all.
No.
Not at all.
I
Like-
will tell you what's funny is
Can
so
we
my
stop
wife,
for just a second
Yeah.
and go back to this? Your babysitter
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
burnt your pee-pee with a lighter?
What are you talking about?
Well, I missed that entirely.
I completely
Hold on.
missed that too.
No, I totally heard that too.
I missed that
so
too.
you say that we don't listen to you, especially when you have little gems, but we hear you loud and clear when you're talking about somebody using a lighter to scorch your little child penis.
Roger,
like
over.
like one of
under.
those car lighters? That's what you're talking about.
Oh,
That's what she
used?
I don't know what y'all are talking about.
No, you're the one
Brought
that
it up.
said it.
Let's rewind back to
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, let's,
So I had
let's
this
pause
babysitter.
for just a second.
Just
So, yeah.
get
General
outside.
General Lee honking horn.
Did it make it bigger for a little bit?
Setting your penis on
sorry?
fire.
You know,
Scorched
Like the
wiener
infection and
stubs.
stuff.
why it was blistered up.
It was a firefight.
Do you have
I
weird?
got, I got some swelling ready to go
Do
right
you
now.
have weird blister scars on the head of your pee-pee?
But it's not from that.
Do you sometimes
Does,
just
so
like
does your
get-
penis look like the hound?
It's
That's
on
what
the
I wanna
shape of
know.
a skull.
Look at
It's the
that.
Punisher.
Yeah, do you call your wiener the
penis
hound?
Punisher.
The hound. That guy's dick
Thanks,
looks like the
babe.
hound.
Your dick looks like the hound's
Why does your dick look like the
face.
hound's face?
It's funny because he does happen to call his old babysitter the Mountain. So
He does say prick a lot, doesn't he?
Did you burn your dick by that dark fire?
That dude's dick looks like the hound.
Your dick looks
That-
like the hound's face.
The hound does say the word prick a lot. So.
There's a good deal if you go on
That
the.
and chicken.
That's what Brad Pitt's dick looks like, the hound.
There's a good deal if you go on the Game of Thrones official page
That's
on
a picture
Facebook.
of the hound's dick.
No, they've been doing all these interviews, these post-show.
Oh, yeah,
everything's
yeah.
done.
Oh, I
and
heard
this
about that.
week they did the hounds,
Yeah.
and he's all sitting there normal, and he's talking normal, everything.
And you're like,
he
wait,
goes,
it didn't look right.
And at the end of the interview, he goes, "What am I going to miss the most? Not having to fucking shave my head like this." And he pulls it up, and he's got half a sideburn, and half his head is still shaved.
I guess
Yeah.
Nothing wrong
I
with an
genuinely get the
undercut.
impression that he is actually like his character.
You think?
He was super, super cool in this thing because
No,
he's
I'm
like,
sure he
I look
is.
like a big, I look like a big bully, but I am
But
sensitive,
that's the thing is I like
Did you see
hounds.
that?
and I did cry.
Did y'all see that clip of it was Jorah and Barrick and him where Jorah
They're
and
dancing?
Barrick are they're singing the fucking Tom Waits song.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
they're
I
just
saw
sitting
that
there
too.
like
Yeah.
picking around and playing it, and then fucking Hound is in the back going.
That seemed like,
That was
especially
such a cool little thing.
Yeah.
if you've seen the last few episodes where like the entire gang's together that we've been
Yeah.
watching for years,
Right.
they're all
Exactly.
together. And they keep on their page. They keep showing this stuff of like behind the scenes
Yeah.
and these long clip videos and stuff.
Mhm.
And it looked like everybody just had
Good
a hell of a
times.
party the entire time they were
what it
shooting
really
these.
did
What
look
73
like,
days?
I bet you
So
they
many-
did though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so many of them probably haven't filmed a day together before they did
No.
all this. So it's like, why
Yeah.
might as well.
Well,
They're
and-
all together having fun.
And each
so.
episode has like $100 million budget, so they're filming like 6 movies.
Yeah.
And what's funny is being on a few. I've only been on a few shoots, but like being on some shoots and stuff, just knowing how things come together and just not being able to like see principals together for fucking ever. Like it's really cool to see behind the scenes stuff where everybody's just hanging out and just shooting the shit, or
Yeah.
I mean, playing a fucking
Yeah.
Tom Waits song. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Well,
Just,
the same
you
thing
know,
with
it's
in-game. Like all
Oh,
the
yeah.
in-game
Oh
stuff
my
that's coming out, the
God,
behind-the-scenes
yeah.
stuff of all them hanging out and shit.
Once
Like,
the ban got lifted, like
By all accounts, they all loved each other.
They
Yeah.
did. They all loved each other.
yeah, it seemed so much fun.
Robert De Niro hosted a Ladies' Day luncheon. So he had all the
For
lady
Game of Thrones
cast
or
members.
Endgame?
No,
for Endgame.
Downey Jr.
Wait, De
Downey
Niro
Jr.
or Downey Jr.?
Downey Jr.
De
Yeah.
Niro. I'm sorry, my bad.
That's what
I
was really
was like,
throwing
oh,
me.
I'm
I was
sorry.
like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Robert De Niro hadn't been anywhere near a Marvel universe,
no.
but you know, he really loves those girls.
He really loves them. He wanted to teach them a good time. No, Downey Jr.
Just
did.
tell me
And
you had
it
Joe
was cool.
Pesci on keys. as his
He's
side
really
man.
into his Goodfellas role. He just wants to kill him one person at a time.
Whoa.
Then there's a bunch of them jacking around with all their makeup half on, half off. And there's some cool videos out there and cool stuff. And we can officially talk about in-game now that the ban has been
Yeah, the
lifted.
the spoiler ban
Russo
has
said
been
it's-
lifted.
you can
Russo
talk.
said it's been lifted, so I want to tell you that
Heavy breathing.
it's my running joke. Bruce Willis was dead the whole time, and Han Solo dies. So
Oh.
And it was all a dream.
it
All
was
right.
all a dream.
R.I.P.
that Indiana
Han
Jones had.
Solo.
Yep,
R.I.P. Han
that's
Solo.
the end of it.
I saw something
Who's
on
all
Twitter
seen it?
today. Twitter.
How have you not seen it? You
I
haven't
haven't
seen it?
She's
I haven't
behind
seen
on
it.
the movies.
And I
We
know
talked
you.
about it.
We talked about it on Sunday.
Yeah.
You don't know that Han Solo dies? Damn. Come on, Jesse.
It's good.
know that.
I saw on Twitter today that Disney announced they're going to start filming 3 more Star Wars.
Not just
Starting
that. Did you see what they
2022.
alternated?
Oh, yeah,
Did
of
you see what
course
they
they're going
alternated?
to.
It's like alternating Disney and Avatar. I'm like, how the fuck do you have Avatar?
Avatar's coming back.
Yes. Oh,
Like,
they're
like
pushing it huge.
like they're like 5 like they're trying to alternate Star Wars and Avatar movies. I'm like, how do you have enough content?
Like
for
1 year
Avatar?
and then the other
Yeah.
year.
Well, that's why
it's
he's
like-
been taking so long. Apparently, he's been planning
So
these for
dumb.
like a decade.
Building the universe.
I'm not.
Well, they
down
just
with
opened that. There's a
really.
whole new land at Disney World, and apparently it was like massive.
pretty cool.
Yeah, I've heard
It's pretty
cool.
neat.
Well,
I
the-
went
now
the
the
last
Star
time
Wars one
when we
is
were out there
badass.
Yeah.
after the cruise. We went over there and checked it out because my son was all freaking out about the ride because he'd gone before Jennifer and I.
Flight of Passage or whatever it's called.
And he's like, "Y'all got to go ride it. It's the coolest ride in the world." And it's the coolest
That's the
ride in
one
the
that
world.
Joe Rogan-
It was fucking
Yeah,
rad.
Joe Rogan talked about how
Yeah.
that ride is life changing.
It blows your mind. And when you
Everybody heard it's like it's a.
and when you're
people
standing in
care about
line,
Avatar that
smoking a lot and eating mushrooms,
I feel
No,
like
I
you could
do-
get on like
I do want to get down.
Haunted Mansion and have like really life changing experience
Yeah.
on that.
can you imagine that?
No,
I
oh
have
my
Haunted
god,
Mansion
the Haunted
amazing.
Mansion was amazing.
I saw an aerial
Like, I really
view
wish I would've had
picture
mushrooms
of
for
the
that, like-
Star Wars park
That would have been amazing.
that they put out
Yeah,
a
now the
couple
Star,
weeks ago.
the
It's
Star Wars
cool.
ones, what
Have
I
you seen-
really, oh god, I
Looks
really
really
want-
cool.
I
It's just like we're
really
only
wanna
like
do that.
seriously like 2 or 3 weeks away from the
Being
first
open?
people
Yeah.
being open.
Well, and the whole thing about them being
Here we
able
go.
to like give people roles and stuff, and about how like you can choose, like you can be light side or dark side, and you can have roles.
Well, that's
or
what
you
the
can have,
hotel.
like,
Yeah,
that
dude,
whole
that
hotel
sounds so
thing.
badass.
Well, you can use the
Like-
if you use the app in the actual land. Apparently, it actually like the actions you do, what you do on the rides, will play into it if you use the app.
Well,
And
didn't
then-
Harry Potter do the same thing? Didn't y'all do that? Like
yeah, it's not the same.
the
though.
wand and all that other stuff.
Yeah, they
like
do the wand.
I did that in
Yeah.
Great Wolf Lodge. You can go in a scavenger hunt with a wand.
No,
Okay,
whenever
that's
you,
cool. I
if you
kinda
get the
wanna do
interactive
that now.
wand,
It's
when
pretty
you go
cool.
to
It's like actually,
Ollivanders,
all right.
Yeah, I took my daughters there, and
That's the only one that like counts.
you go
or whatever,
up and down.
though.
Like you go to different floors and stuff, and you have to wave your wand, and then another hint will be dropped. It's pretty cool.
That is
It's-
cool. That does sound
It's
like
kind of
a
like that, but
Harry
you
Potter
walk
ride.
you walk all over the Harry Potter places and
Oh,
do
okay.
like certain
I use-
motions, and it doesn't.
I used my app at Fortress Fest last week, so that way I could know what bands were coming up when.
About the
Is that,
same, yeah.
Like looking at the schedule. Is
Did
that
you end
the
up?
same?
Were you
post any
focused-
video?
Were
Fortress
you
Fest
shooting
hosted
it?
by Harry Potter.
Did you shoot it?
I shot it.
Yeah, I had a one. So my boss's husband is an incredible photographer. He shot for the unnamed company that I worked for a really long time. Incredible photographer. He actually.
Then I won't ask his name since
Yeah.
we're keeping everything
Yeah.
secret.
Offline, I will tell you.
Okay, there we go.
But he actually shot a couple of shots of Leon Bridges during his set, and they were pretty close up front. That were so fucking cool. And I'm like, yeah.
Well, you
Well,
already
that's
stalked
like-
Dustin, so you saw his good show.
I actually,
Yeah.
you know what's nuts is I did not see your shots from that show. I don't know if
now
my
I'm disappointed. I mean,
so
His
my
stalking has
I
been
will
let down.
I
your
will.
stalking is not on point.
It really is
There's
not.
a lot
I've really
going on
been
right
I've
now.
really
I
been
mean-
slacking off. I've been really busy.
Well, I have
But I will
been
tell
missing
you-
on your account.
Dustin, I will tell you, I have not. So I made a separate art account for me,
Yep.
and I have not been on my original, the one that I follow you on, the original
Oh,
account.
your original
I
account.
hadn't been on that in a long time.
Because
So-
I haven't seen any FC Dallas stuff.
I know.
Nothing.
I know.
I've been
Well-
all confused.
Well,
Like,
what's
to,
the
what's
last
to be
going
time
on?
you went
honest,
to a
to be
game?
honest, though, I haven't
Yeah.
been to an FC Dallas game in like 3 years.
I was gonna say, you
I
stepped
kind of,
away
I
from
kind
that.
of disowned.
I was going to
them a little
ask
bit.
if you gave up your season
I
tickets
kinda-
once.
I did.
Is
So-
your
these
picture
guys got
still up
fired
on the
So-
outside of that bathroom though?
It is,
Good.
yeah. So my picture is still on the wall and
Right.
outside of the bathroom in FC
Oh,
Dallas.
that's funny.
In
That's
the beer
weird.
garden.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know.
How much were the
That's really
season
strange.
tickets for FC Dallas?
Well, originally they were really
Yeah, that's-
freaking affordable.
Yeah.
So it was like, I think at the time, so I was a season ticket holder for several years, and it was I think the most we paid, I think, was like 180 a year a ticket,
Oh,
which was so
That's
affordable,
nothing. Yeah.
so affordable. So turning into, I guess, gosh, what was that? Like the 2014
Was
season,
it
I think.
that long ago?
So
'Cause it
I was actually I was part of Dallas Beer Guardians leadership for a while. I helped run that group. They're a supporters group, kind of like Hellfire is for Fort Worth. But they've blown up into this huge thing. I'm not going to talk ill of them because I love some people in there still, but
Brian
Just-
takes a high road.
yeah.
Yeah.
But they when I helped run them, like our season tickets were actually pretty affordable. But then the guy that was VP of ticket sales decided that, all these people that have been paying this amount for so long, that's just too little, and we need to jack up the prices. And so
because they're
yeah.
not, hurting for fans
so
at all.
some
Yeah.
people, so the jump from 2014 to I think 2015, some people paid up to 300%
Damn.
higher.
Yeah.
Was that
For their
after
tickets.
they won?
Yeah,
they were in
so
the
this
finals. Yeah,
was
it was a couple
actually
years
They won their
this
cup,
was,
the-
this was right before, I think it was right before their before the season they won US Open Cup.
The US
Uh-huh.
Open Cup, but it was only a couple years after they were in the
but they
MLS
didn't
Cup
have a
final.
title. They've never won a title. Like
They-
they've been in the finals.
A league title. Yeah.
But they won the
twice.
U.S. Cup, which everybody wants to pretend is the Champions
They
League
wanna-
Cup over
yeah,
here.
they
The
wanna
FA
pretend
Cup.
that that's the
it's
FA
our.
Cup,
They think
yeah.
it's our FA Cup.
But anyways, so they had decided they were going to just jack the ticket prices up. Well, what's really horrible? So they effectively killed off
Yeah.
one of the
The
supporters
grassroots
groups.
supporters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they killed off Red Shamrock, which actually coincidentally some of those guys that we used to run that are going to run the Denton group for the Diablos.
Diablos.
Yeah, the big area.
Great people though. I love those guys so much.
Too bad they
like
gotta go to
Al-
Denton.
I know. Like Al and them, they're really great people. Even though Al is a Queens Parks Rangers supporter, it's bad. But
You gotta have some kind of sympathy
I'm getting
for
it.
'em.
Sorry, I'm getting into Scottish league now. But anyway, so they there was this big ticket ordeal. Like a lot of us just bailed. We're like, I can't. I live in Southwest Fort Worth. I'm already paying a ton in tolls every match to get to the games. An hour and 10-minute drive.
$12 each way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they were going to start charging for parking. I mean, it was this big ordeal. And then like the VP of ticket sales is like, oh, this isn't a big deal. And all these other teams are doing. I did
It's like
all
these
this.
other teams have fans at the games.
But I did all this research. Like I was like, hey, I'm paying this, and this. like my comparable friends in other groups and other teams across the country, they're doing this, this, and this. We're not getting this, this, and this. They didn't want to hear it. They're like, okay, well, whatever. You guys are dumb.
I have always been much
was-
less forgiving of the way FC Dallas runs their thing, as Brian knows
but,
for sure.
But I mean, like FC Dallas, that was my first local love,
Yeah.
and I will still to this day, I'll watch every match.
But I'm
that
saying,
they
like,
play,
this was your turning point on
you
the
know?
front office, though.
But the
in a
front
lot of
office
ways.
is horrible, and
He
I'm
was-
like, I am not gonna.
He was-
They
give
were
them
awful
any
for
more of my
credentials.
money.
Dude, he was messaging. Oh, yeah, that's not
absolutely.
surprising at all.
They
FC
were
Dallas
harder
is-
to get credentials for than the Mavs and Stars are pretty easy, and the Rangers are pretty easy, but like they were harder than the Cowboys to get credentials.
Oh,
for.
That's
man,
crazy.
that's nuts.
And it's just like-
that's crazy, but
What's
knowing
really-
how they run their front office, it doesn't
Yeah.
surprise me at
it was
all.
a complete pain in the ass.
And
trying to
what's
get
really
stuff.
funny about that? So they hired the Mavs drummers to come out to drown the supporters out because
Yeah.
they're like, these
Yeah.
guys are like, they're spewing expletives and blah blah blah. Like
They're the
what-
most
that's one
loyal
thing-
supporters of the game.
I mean, we
That's
could
one
throw urine bombs.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, we
You
could
could
turn
be
this
like-
into EPL.
Yeah, and you could be like trying to go
Seattle
see
Sound-
want a little
the
bit of that
Sounders, they
you could be
Stadio
like-
Azteca atmosphere.
Yeah.
It could be like you trying
Yeah.
to watch a U.S. match at Stadio Azteca down
Where
in
they
New Mexico
actually
City, where they
throw
actually
urine bombs.
throw bags of piss on you. Like it's like, it's nuts to me that they're like, hey, these are the guys that show up and then pay an amazing amount of money for merch, tickets, like food, beer,
they're marketing your
everything.
team.
And then they
Well,
just completely
I'm gonna-
shit on everybody.
I'm
It's
gonna
like-
hit the elephant in the room here, but the first few years, it was a lot of the Hispanic population that doesn't make a bunch of money that was
Mhm.
going to these games
Yeah.
well,
because
and-
it was so cheap
Well,
and
they
it was an
started
MSL
off-
team.
Yeah, well, and
And
they
they
started off
played.
in the Cotton Bowl,
Yeah,
Yes.
right?
that
Yeah,
made
and
was
the
Which
accessible.
really, if you look at it nowadays, that
You're
would
surrounded
be
by Oak
the
Cliff.
perfect spot.
It would be because
Now,
you're surrounded
yeah,
by Oak Cliff,
yeah.
and a lot of the people that follow this stuff
Yep.
are the Latin Hispanic
Yeah.
population.
Well, even then,
Well,
and it's comparably,
but-
it's easy
and
to
they go.
get to.
This
really
is
Latino
where,
too.
Yeah.
This is where the problem
Yes,
really.
Latino.
This is where the problem really
Latino.
happened. So when everything kind of shit the bed with the Cotton Bowl, they didn't have a place to go, and so they were scrambling trying to place. They actually went to frickin' South Lake Carroll.
Oh,
They
yeah.
did. I remember
I
them
remember
playing
seeing
there.
So they
games at
played
South
in
Lake
South
Carroll Stadium.
Lake.
Yeah.
Because that's all that they could. That's all that was available, and I'm not shitting on them for that. Like I really understand
It was
because I mean
desperation.
you
Early
have to
days,
do
too.
what you have to
So-
do to keep the league going. I completely understand.
How are
that.
they doing now?
Well,
Are they-
so
The league is doing
the
Well,
league
the
is
organization.
doing really well. The organization where they make their money is in the academy.
Yeah.
Right, so they have their SD Dallas Academy, which is one of the best in the country, which
Yeah.
is
Oh, it's-
phenomenal.
It's incredible. They
But the
find
problem
talent.
is
But their
they're-
ticket
build it
sales
up.
aren't doing
their
anything
ticket
special.
sales are not great. They're the
Consistently
the
ranked in the bottom
attendance-
5 in
The attendance
attendance.
is horrible.
That's
Yeah.
Because it died
It is
off. It all died off.
horrible.
You've now made it
Well, you look at
untouchable.
the only place at the time that they could get where they could really build a really badass stadium at the time for a really small amount of money was way the f up in Frisco.
Well, and
right?
Frisco
so
wanted it.
this
Frisco
is this is
courted them
when
and gave
this
them
is when Frisco
everything.
was
Yeah.
Nothing.
nowhere. I mean,
Yeah.
it was farmland.
Didn't even have
So
an
they
IKEA
had to
yet.
pickle the litter, and I don't blame them for that either because that was
Do you know where
that
it's
was
at,
really
Matt?
Yeah.
3
Yeah.
miles north of
3 miles
IKEA,
north of-
basically.
Yeah,
yeah,
seriously.
exactly. Yep.
I mean, it literally is like
Yeah.
there's nothing north of where the
So
stadium
that
is.
was that was
Nothing.
that was where they had to do what they had to do, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
But the problem now is that the ownership that's been there forever, they don't want to entertain the idea that if they went into a spot that was more central to the Metroplex, that they could have better attendance.
yeah.
Like they're still banking
Grand
on
Prairie
the
would have
they're
been
still
perfect for 'em.
banking
Oh,
on the
absolutely.
soccer mom
Yeah.
Frisco
Yeah.
area. They're still banking on that area.
Those people are too busy
This is-
trying to pay for their houses.
Indeed.
This
to
has
make
been,
it
this
to
has
a
been
game.
one of my biggest contention with this team, and
Yep.
Brian knows because this is the drum I always pound about them is that
I always give him a shit.
the
about it.
league. But I'm right though. The league was in a really bad place in the early and mid 2000s. Bad, like on the brink of failure. Teams had folded, but a lot of teams coming that they were wanting to bring in. A lot of teams there finally got away from the model of only appealing to the soccer mom crowd, and actually saying, hey, there are all these, because it was also coincided with like the Premier League being regularly available on television. So all of a sudden, the interest in the sport exploded. The U.S. team was also more watchable. The men's team, after the 2002 World Cup.
The women's team, they're the ones who blew it open.
The women
true.
are killing it.
The women
They're
all the
killing
time.
it.
But the improvement of the men's team helped a lot too.
For
All of
that
a sudden, you had
few
these
years.
casual fans. The brief window we had.
Kind of.
But
Yeah.
but the thing was, what you had is like the social media and the growth of the FIFA games, the next gen game systems. So you had all of a sudden this exposure to the sport that was unprecedented here, and so a lot of teams saw that. It's like, hey, we could be in the cities, get these young professionals who are watching this English league and playing FIFA all the time, and let them do their thing. Why don't we let them sing and chant, do all this crazy shit at the game? And all of a sudden, you had teams come in and do that and do it successfully and build the crowds.
Mm-hmm.
But there were a handful of those original teams that just refused to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And you see the struggles they still have to this day that crack down on fan culture. That's
Chicago,
stupid. Colorado, Dallas
That's
is
dumb.
the worst. Dallas and Chicago are the worst. Even D.C. to a degree, where Wayne Rooney plays right now. And
what do you mean they crack down? They just don't let you They don't let you do cool.
They do things
shit?
I'll use an example, or it's even more subtle, insidious things. So they don't let you do flares at that level, but like you can't do that in England either. But
England's taken a lot of stuff away.
They have, yeah. But like Brian was saying, they had these just dedicated thousands of fans that would come to games and sing and chant and do the atmosphere, and they didn't like what they were saying in the songs, like occasional cuss word. So they brought in the drummers and put them right in front of them and said, drown them out.
Yeah.
And the guise of, oh no, we're adding to the atmosphere. No, it was to drown them out.
Yeah.
There was a situation recently in D.C. where there was a Hispanic, been there from day one, Hispanic supporters group called the Barra Brava. And they gave one of the other supporters groups, almost entirely like Caucasian group, the basically exclusive rights to resale tickets for like supporters. I mean, just little things like this that really, really have been cracking down. And it only seems to be those older, the original teams.
Well,
and so
but I will tell you, so there's been some really weird stuff sometimes happening in MLS. So in New Jersey / New York, so the Red Bulls,
The Red Bulls.
So they are one of the. I think actually it came from them, the whole "You suck asshole" chant. So when the
I thought that was
the keeper,
George Stubbs.
so the
You suck, assholes.
the keeper from the opposing team, when they're ready to deliver the ball to their team, when they get ready, everybody in the other opposing team will be like, oh, and then he goes to keep the ball, he goes, "You suck, asshole." And so, but that became this big thing because like they started it, and then the rest of the league picked up on it, and then it was this big thing. So then all of a sudden, everybody decided that "You suck, asshole" was like a big anti-gay chant, and so everybody was like, "Hey,
He sounds like a Russian
that's
swimmer.
Sounds
horrible."
pro-
You suck, asshole.
Exactly.
And it sounds pro-gay.
But they were like, "Hey,
does.
this is big anti-gay, and like this is an anti-gay chant," and so they tried to crank down it.
Is
So,
analingus not a big deal?
I
don't know. It wasn't like they were
I don't
saying,
know, man. You know,
we
it's-
like rim
we
drops.
like rim jobs.
Rim jobs.
we should give that a try and see if that catches
I know.
on.
Oh my god.
Yeah, y'all
But
go with
anyway,
that.
so
Vaqueros
I
need
mean,
to do
we've
it.
already taught 7-year-olds the word wanker, so
Yeah,
let's see how that goes.
I'm telling you, when you see a bunch of like TCU alumni
wankers?
children
Yes.
yelling "wanker" after a song that you just did, it is
So
it's,
awesome.
It's both rewarding and a little terrifying.
But when that became a big deal, like every club that was doing it in the league, including FC Dallas, because we all did it too in the beer garden, it was this big thing that if you said it, then all of a sudden everybody was jumping on you, like the security was jumping on you, all this other stuff. So it became this big thing.
Yeah.
Right? So everybody took this non-issue, made it a big thing, and then everybody flipped their shit. So like they got attacked for that. Like Screaming Eagles in DC got attacked for something. I
Yeah.
can't remember what, but like the front office swarmed on when that. We at FC Dallas got swarmed on for beer showers because every time we would score, everybody throw their beer in the air and celebrate. People got butthurt.
Just-
That
about
would help beer sales.
Just
Seems like
last-
they would like that because it would
was
help
like-
beer sales.
Thank you.
It's like that. It's like it's little things. And
Just last
I
season.
I get it. So my wife is not a drinker. Okay, she will not touch a beer. She will not touch everything. She hates. She hates just the idea of it. But
She's a Mormon?
like No,
I don't know.
no, she's a good woman. She's a good woman, but she just can't do it. So the beer showers, like, she was not really a big fan of that because she just didn't like that sticky shit on her.
Yeah.
But she put up with it because she knew how much I loved it. She knew how much everybody around me just like that was just our thing. But, you know, you get 2 or 3 people in there saying, oh, that's gross, or, oh, I don't believe in alcohol. And then
Told you,
all of a sudden,
overtime.
it's this big,
Overtime.
it's this
It's gonna
big
happen.
thing.
It's gonna happen.
And so that's the thing. FC Dallas is really bad about latching on to tiny ass little things.
Like
Mhm.
knee-jerk
And-
reactions
Exactly.
and
It's like even worse than
You know
knee-jerk.
why?
It's like
It's because of where they are.
No, exactly where
It's
exactly.
it's
Yeah.
where they
Yeah.
are.
Well, that,
and
and that,
so that's why
like I
they're like,
mentioned-
hey, you know, if you moved it back to Cotton Bowl, or if you moved it back to downtown, you would get a major amount of attendance.
yeah.
But the problem is, if you look at people like Houston, for example, Houston Dynamo, they are smack
Yeah,
dab,
right in the middle of downtown.
smack dab in the middle of downtown. Their attendance is horrible.
Awful.
Really?
It's horrible.
But that's also one of the weird things. I think they did that not really taking into the population into account because not many people live in downtown.
well,
That
and
But
is
a lot
true,
of people
and
live
it's-
right around downtown
and-
Dallas.
Houston's downtown is a pain in the ass.
it
Oh,
is
it's
one of the
complete
worst
pain.
things.
It's
It's
awful.
not easy to get around.
Like if you're leaving, you
I
want to
hate
just get the
Houston
hell out of there.
with
Like
you
all of my
can't.
heart.
yeah,
You're trapped.
Yeah.
If
We-
you're at Minute Maid Field for a Astros game and you want to leave,
yeah.
it's
we went to
a complete nightmare.
we went
try
down
to
to
get
see
around.
the
Right
U.S.
next to
play
where we
Chile.
went, yeah.
We went down to see U.S. play Chile at the Dynamo Stadium, and it was. Let's just say we're glad we Airbnb'd in the middle of downtown because it would have been a nightmare.
Yeah.
Just
Though
the traffic
I
was
will,
insane.
I
We went
will
down
tell
a few years
you,
for that.
though I will tell you, we
The Derby.
found like the downtown gem of Houston, Texas,
Oh my god!
and that is Neil's Bar. It is the
like named
coolest-
after the.
It's like BAHR,
Scientist, yeah.
right? BAHR.
It
Neil's
is a video game, punk rock,
Bar. It is the coolest fucking
comic
little,
book little bar, and it's
Hmm.
amazing. Like I would go back to Houston
Interesting.
just to
we
go
we
there.
went before and after the match. If that tells you anything.
I've not been there.
Oh, it's worth going to. It's amazing. But the kind of what Brian was saying, like we talked about how like FC Dallas will find those weird, stupid little nitpicky things.
Hey, Brian, throw me one of those.
The
Yeah, I'll
the
take one of
team
those.
that
Please, sir.
probably
Actually,
rivals
Thank you.
FC Dallas as far as that cracking down on the stupidest stuff is the Chicago Fire, and they just had one last year where they had again.
Wait, isn't that a Dick Wolf TV show?
It is.
That's what I thought. Okay,
But it is.
Just making
but it-
sure.
But it is also one of the original MLS 10.
Yeah, so I was saying about those original
throwback.
teams.
It's also one of the original MLS 10.
But like
That's
so,
why the hang on, just to interject for just a second. That's why the FC Dallas is, for those who don't know, the original team name for FC Dallas was the Dallas Burn. And so between the Dallas Burn and the Chicago Fire, we have a supporters
Burn sounds like a venereal
it
disease or
really
something.
does. So we had a
Wow.
it actually is
went on a trip to
still
Dallas, got that burn.
yeah. To this day, it's still alive. There is a supporters cup between the two of them called the Brimstone Cup. So it's the Fire and Burn. It's
Better than the rim
it's
job.
yeah, it's the Brimstone Cup. So sorry. Anyway, go ahead.
Fire and penicillin.
The rim
Yeah,
job.
Fire and the Fire and
Rim
penicillin.
jobs.
But no, what I say is like with the whole supporter thing. So last year there was again, of course, it's their predominantly Hispanic supporters group, and of course they have serious attendance too because they play way outside the city of Chicago.
Yeah.
One rogue person who wasn't even a regular attendee brought a flare in and set it off.
Uh-oh.
They got in trouble and banned the entire supporters group for the entire rest of the season.
Really? Damn.
There's been an
Rude.
ongoing thing with the other supporters groups
Takes one.
have
to
actually
run it
stood up and
all.
said we're not, and actually they stopped going to games.
Some
The other
that
supporters
one
group
asshole.
didn't go to games for the rest of the season.
The one asshole's got to go in there and ruin it for everyone.
But that's just like
Yeah.
such a knee jerk thing. One person does something that's not even that harmful, and they just like, no, you're our only fans that show
But
up,
that's-
and we're gonna bar you.
That's
for
the
all of it.
MLS playbook. You know, they're just
For those
just
older
high
teams,
level.
though.
They're just high level enough. It doesn't matter. They're just high level enough that where when something happens, they have to do this huge knee jerk reaction and then flip their shit.
I don't know because we were at the so I have my cousin lives in Orlando, big soccer fan, and so we got to go to an Orlando City Atlanta United game last year.
Sure did.
And Atlanta United, of course, was the team that won MLS Cup. get like huge crowds and all that. And Orlando gets pretty good crowds too. And honestly, they were pretty much like their supporters group just do whatever they wanted is within the realms.
The difference though there is that Orlando City had a really badass, solid reputation.
They did, yeah.
Before going to MLS, right? And then another really weird example is that Atlanta United, when they got started, they had freaking Kraft money behind them, so they got the benefit of dealing with an owner that doesn't give a shit, that just lets people do whatever they want. Yeah. The problem with FC Dallas is that you have the Hunts, which have a big ass B up their butt that let them, that really force them into saying, hey, anything other than the very status quo, we can't get behind. And that sucks. That's why I really like one of my favorite things about Vaqueros. That the owner really understands supporters culture.
Absolutely.
He really understands that, like we want to just, we're not going to break stuff. We're not going to go in and just like kick doors down and all that stuff.
Yeah,
but we want to light some flares. We want to set some smoke. We want to really just cheer the guys on, have a really good time.
As an example of this, so like, of course, American soccer culture is all built on kind of taking awesome. Oh my God! Okay, sorry.
That was a nice
game.
I know. I was like, oh boy.
But it's all. One of the things, since we were late to the game and being bigger fans of the sport, we take different aspects. I mean, you've got South American influence, you got English influence, you got Eastern European influence, you got German influence. You got a lot of African influence. There's
Middle
some really
Eastern.
Cool.
Hello.
Well, and depending on who's playing for your team,
I think Oregon should start a team called the Oregon Orgasmos.
That wouldn't work.
So let's drop down. We're talking about the MSL. Let's drop down a little bit. Let's go down to where the fans really are.
All right.
And let's talk about these games over here in Fort Worth that y'all have. And how crazy and ridiculous. God damn it.
Get in there.
Oh, that was close. Oh, my God. He fanned on it, though. That was a perfect setup.
It was a perfect setup.
God damn it.
Oh, the fan that Jamie Benn had last night. What just... How is that weird? I don't know.
How in the hell is that still in play?
How was there not a whistle on that?
Yeah.
And what the puck must have been against the side of the net or something.
We're approaching 2:15 left in the period of third period.
Told you overtime.
Heavy breathing.
What if we got a shootout?
Get up off your
It won't.
knees.
They'll just keep
Ben
playing
Bishop.
overtime.
Yeah, they will. There's no shootout.
Yeah.
So,
These games we have in Fort Worth.
Yeah.
these games you guys have in Fort Worth, do they get as intense as this?
I mean, sometimes.
That's covered. Blow the fucking whistle.
Oh, you're right. That was covered.
Well, it kept bouncing around though.
So
it was still enough for a ref to blow a fucking
so
whistle.
So there's never any time that we just start getting like real.
Yeah, it's.
Have y'all urine bombed anybody? That's the.
I mean,
important part.
not at a game.
I have never thrown a bag of piss on.
Not at a
someone, if that's what
game.
you mean.
So y'all want us to come out?
In the stadium.
I've got an
anyway.
hour-long drive to
No.
work, so I got to keep
In the
myself
stadium.
entertained somehow.
No,
but-
I think one of the biggest things that we've ever done is, I know one time after one of the TCU games that like the refs, because we kept mouthing off to the refs that
They were
whole
such
night,
fucknuts.
and so because whenever we weren't going to the Vaqueros games, it wasn't Vaqueros
So we're
season.
big supporters of the the TC women's as well. Like
Yeah,
huge
because
supporters.
the
we go
TCU only has a women's soccer team.
Yeah, they don't have a medal.
Yeah,
That's weird.
their men's is a club team.
Yeah.
Right, but
Yeah.
their women are badass.
They're
They are
badasses.
badass.
They are really
badasses.
badass.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so TCU's actually taken the time to reserve us seats, and
They
we
have
get to come
courted us,
out,
if you
and-
will.
Yeah, and we go out and we tailgate and everything.
Well, we did
so-
last year. We did last year.
Okay,
We
sure.
didn't.
This-
No, we didn't last
This
year. We
this
did the
past
year before.
This past year was a bad year for us.
Everybody was just in different
Yeah.
directions.
Yeah.
But after that game, they had to have security walk the referees out to their cars just because we were being so mouthy, like during the game, and then after the game, like as they're walking out to
Those
their cars.
refs
we
are
were,
pansies.
Honestly,
They
like
are.
Fucking A, they
so
are.
for the
They
Vaqueros
are.
games, it really depends on who we're playing.
It
Like
really
we've got
does.
friendly, like when we play teams like Tyler in
Like
this first game this
Midland.
coming Saturday.
Uh-huh.
This
you know, that's-
Saturday at 7
yeah,
p.m.
yeah.
at Farrington Field.
This Saturday, 7 p.m. at Farrington Field.
7 p.m. That was my next. I was going to get to that.
Yeah,
It's
please come out. This
fucking
is going to
7
be
p.m.
so good.
Yeah.
You could come pick up a poster that I designed.
It's true, but no, we do
Get
have
it for
some
free.
we have some real rivalries. Oh my god!
Did we?
Come on.
Oh.
Is there a penalty on that? I thought I saw
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Do we finally
Get a
get
power play?
our
Get a
first
power
power
play.
play of the night?
Oh, boy.
Comes in
Huh?
Less
52
than a minute.
seconds. 52
Wait.
seconds.
Yeah, there's less than a minute left
Hold
in the
on,
game.
but they
Which
didn't
means if we get
call
overtime,
Wow.
we'll get the
It'll be a
first. But
power
yeah.
play.
What a winning! If you do a
Oh, that-
wraparound for a winning goal in a series, that is next level.
And
He almost did.
until
Oh,
he
Yeah, he
yeah,
got
did.
right there.
Oh, you got
If
right.
he had not gone wide so wide,
Damn it.
is that the?
Wait, we're not. There is no.
No,
power
yeah, I
not
think it was just
call a
icing.
penalty on
It was
that.
just icing.
Damn
Just
it.
waited for icing.
Come on, boys.
Okay,
Get it,
yeah.
get right
Get
here,
it,
right here,
get
right
it.
here.
Come on. Keep in the zone. Keep in the zone. 46 seconds. 45.
No, sorry,
Oh my
everyone
God.
listening.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you're right, Nick, and we go to overtime, I'm going to punch you in the face.
I called in the first period.
I would say that I would pay for
Come
that,
on,
but
Stars.
I'm already in the free
Here we
This is the
go.
most hot. This is the most
Here
hotly
we go.
contested series. The
We have
playoffs
30
so far.
seconds
It was
left.
gonna
We're in the
happen.
blue zone.
Come on.
Rebound.
We still got time if you
It's
push it
back
in.
out of the blue zone. We're going to the star zone. Stars defense have it.
Oh man.
Bouncing around. Let's see.
Why are you changing your lines now?
Yeah, I was like,
Like,
what
what?
line just
12
went out there?
seconds.
I got really confused.
Yeah,
12
seemed
seconds.
like the right
Let's
thing
put a
to
new
do,
line out.
fellas. Come on.
That was terrible call.
Why did
6
they do that?
seconds. We're going to
Why
overtime,
would you
buddy.
change your?
Mother effer.
They're playing for overtime.
Oh man.
Sudden death.
Okay.
Trying to raise my blood pressure.
No, we're going to have a heart attack.
That's gonna happen.
Oh, my
Uh,
God.
I took
all right,
blood
so-
pressure medicine this morning.
Now that we've got a little
All right.
break for a little bit while they
All right.
get out there with the Zambonis.
I'm going to go
let's-
smoke a
let's-
cigarette
yeah,
real
let's-
quick.
let's
I'll be
talk-
right back.
Let's talk
So-
some shit.
I want to
All right,
talk
so-
about the game.
So what I was saying is like,
Let's
so,
get people out there to these things.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things
Seriously.
we're due. So yeah, I mean, it's going to depend on the game. We have a little bit more fun with teams like Tyler or some of the Houston teams where we don't really have a rivalry. But Dallas City, the Denton team now, Midland, we've got a rivalry. We've got a burgeoning rivalry with this Laredo team.
I was going to say, you got Laredo on the schedule. Laredo on the
Laredo
schedule.
won the division their first year last year, and the playoff game, which we had streaming live at the chat room pub,
Ridiculous.
was awful. It was one of the worst officiated games. Our guy got a red card. One of our guys got a red card in the first half for the most bullshit reason. All he did was ask the ref like what was up with the previous call, and the ref straight red carded him.
That's stupid.
It was the most stupid thing.
Like he was
ever.
furious. The
Did the
coach-
ref not know that you
Coach
can
who
do
said-
that?
apparently
not, yeah.
Apparently he's been reffing 12-year-olds.
So the coach of the team
He's
is
been
Nick
wetting?
Stavros.
12-year-olds?
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
Whoa. Should we turn him in?
Reffing.
Oh, ref.
Reffing.
Okay.
There's a big F.
Reffing.
A big F that is not that F, right in the middle of that.
All right, so what do you, I want to know? This is what I want to know about because we got to. I know there's a lot of people that want to come out to this,
For sure.
and I want to know how does the Hellfire fan club day start? Like, where do y'all all meet up,
Yeah.
and how does this all work?
So the team has got some really good partnerships with local businesses. So they have their own pre-party that they get together. So it's at Magnolia Motor Lounge right there in West 7th. They've been really, really big on supporting the team. So basically they put together a pre-party. Starts 2-3 hours. We'll get there 2-3 hours before the game. The team's going to be set up doing giveaways, door prizes, things like that. Drink specials. I know Alaska Brewing is a big sponsor for theirs. Theirs is going to be doing doing some specials there as well. So it's basically
Getting y'all
one
drunk before the game.
That Alaskan Amber's good.
You know,
Yeah, it
there
is.
maybe a little bit of that.
But hey, why not? That makes
Yep.
that.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Exactly.
That makes the game a
Like we're
lot
gonna
more
we're gonna
fun.
go and sing for 90 minutes. So
Yeah.
it helps to
Gotta get a
lube
little
the-
slap happy.
Exactly. But no, I mean, so that's what it is. It's just a big bring all the fans in from all walks, and that's where we gather too. So bring everybody together. We're gonna get the drums there, get everybody's voices warmed up, do practice a couple of the chants.
And just logistically, that's about 3 blocks from the stadium.
Yeah,
Oh, sweet.
It's a
it's
great
it's
meeting.
You could just
not-
walk on
it's
over
not-
there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's just like a big. It's like a big soccer party
Yeah.
beforehand. Just I mean, you got families coming in with their kids, diehard fans coming in, people, older people who've been supporting the sport for a long time.
Some
So it's
really
just
old
like-
dumbasses might paint their face.
I would think that would be mandatory.
Like some of them
Which-
in this room.
Which maybe.
It's like,
That's
what are you
why I
talking
might
about,
have
right?
prefaced that with dumbass. Yeah, that's me. Yeah, I might have done that.
So that's kind of the story, and that usually gets going about 2 to 3 hours before the match kickoff. That's kind of the get everybody together, really kind of get the atmosphere going, and so that's kind of how we start out.
So you get liquefied.
Oh,
So
before the game, and y'all have a bunch of pyrotechnics with you
Oh, yeah.
and a bunch of noise-making devices, and y'all head down the street.
Yeah, so last year we were able to do a full supporters march in. I don't know if you've seen that. Like the big one going viral was FC Cincinnati's first game this year, where they were cresting that hill and it was just thousands of people.
that has never been us.
Yeah,
Never been us.
no, but like that's the it's
Dude, that'd be gnarly if you could.
Have you seen the?
thousands of
Could you
people.
imagine?
I hate
there's
to-
so many. There's so many soccer
I hate to
fans
bring this
where
back
it
to
really
Man
pisses
U.
me off that we're not.
But did you see the
Yeah.
commercial they did this year?
FC Cincinnati?
No, the
Oh,
Man
the-
U commercial where they're walking it through and it changes times, decades as they're
No, I haven't
walking,
seen
and
it.
they're
Like
marching.
through the cities of the
they're
the
walking
streets of
like they're
Manchester?
walking to the stadium,
Oh, that's cool.
and they're as they're marching, they're singing and everything, and more people join. I'll show you here afterwards because it's pretty.
That is
Fucking rad.
Yeah,
I
it's
love the
cool
one that they
for
did
what
last
they
year
did.
with the ones where the different kids at the different areas were kicking the ball around and like they were all wearing Man U jerseys and all like
Yeah.
that was
That
was cool,
badass.
yeah.
I'm a big Newcastle United fan, and they've done some similar videos like pregame videos. And I'll actually I will give NBC credit on this, being a massively supported club that has been on a lot of hard times lately. They've gone out of their way for Newcastle, especially to show that this is a team with history and huge support. And they've done some cool videos like that in a similar vein. So yeah, I know the kind of thing you're talking about. Exactly.
I like how their NBC's also going on location and stuff, kind of like they do game day, college game day.
Oh,
like they went to
absolutely.
Boston a few
I
weeks
think they
ago.
understand. The only
That's
thing,
cool.
It's
They
taking
have
like
to do
the major
that.
clubs and
Mhm.
doing like the different,
Right.
yeah.
And I'm glad that you bring that up because I think the only thing in American sports that comes close to matching that like European South American soccer vibe is college football and college basketball.
Yep,
absolutely.
absolutely.
And I think they've recognized that, and I think that's a smart connection they've made
Yeah,
there.
it's
And-
cool too when they do it. And there's a lot of people at those events. Well, on camera, it looks like there's a lot.
Right, and they're
But,
going crazy.
Yeah, they're going nuts.
And partially for your listeners and also Dustin for you.
Oh, go
I
ahead.
just don't
Oh.
know if you know. But Brian, the owner of Republic Street Bar at Hattie Street,
Mm-hmm.
he tried to get a Fort Worth Red Devils club going. That I've watched a ton.
Not interested.
Is
ton
he-
of United. I've watched a ton of United.
Manchester
United
City
ones
fans.
there.
Is it
Not
still
too
going?
interested in
Is he
that.
still trying to get it going there? Because we've been going to
I'm
Upper
sorry.
90, but I'll come up there.
So
Brian's
the
been
past-
really busy with twins.
He really
That's
has.
what I thought.
But like
Yeah.
the past. So last season we had started talking about getting it going, but it fizzled out. And then this past season, early we had started to get trying to get it on. But I know that he's like if anybody wants to come watch,
As long as
United
they're
games,
open,
I'll
because I always
open.
know Upper 90 is going to be open.
Yeah.
For
So
sure.
that's why I go up there.
Well, not to be.
What time do they
Yeah,
open
not
for
to
the soccer
be-
games?
6 a.m.
Yeah,
It's the
that's
official
awesome.
Not to-
location now
not to
of the
further
Fort
push
Worth branch of
my-
Toon Army, Dallas Fort Worth.
Not to further push my stalker status, but if you
Uh-oh.
wanted to give me a text and give me a shout, and
Oh,
let me
no.
know if
Can-
you want to
don't
go
do
watch.
it.
Is this okay?
do it.
Is this what with the restraining orders? Is all right?
I'm wringing my hand.
He's got
the
a
lights
No,
creepy
we can
dusting
never-
closet
like,
at home. Don't do it.
The lights flickered. Like
Yeah.
I'm wringing my hands. But no, like
That's
I
all right.
just, I'm
We bury
always
bodies
like,
I
under
think
here.
someone's gonna get Mickey'd.
I like
Someone's gonna
we
get a Mickey slip.
we really
Halftime.
early we really talked about trying to get
Surprise
that
sex.
group going, and like I
Okay.
designed a flag for him and stuff, like just to try to get something made.
I can
so-
bring a few.
cool.
I can bring a few.
Yeah.
3 or 4.
We'll have to do a
let's-
Newcastle
let's-
Man U watch party next year. For real.
Let's talk offline. We can get
Okay.
something going.
But
So
No
this
stalker.
game is this Saturday, the first
Yeah.
one.
Yep.
Tyler against Tyler.
Starts
Against
at 7
Tyler
o'clock.
SC.
right?
You can come and get a free poster while supplies last, designed by
So-
yours truly.
And we're still going to do there's a lot of construction over there, but what we're still going to do, and this is one of the things we really kind of push as a supporters group, is kind of building the atmosphere part of it, and we're still going to do an entrance. So, one of the things we'll do this year is we're going to meet out front in the stadium, get everybody together, and we'll have a couple songs that we're going to get everybody, even the casual fans involved. We'll teach you the words, and we're gonna make a racket going in. Yes, you in the back.
You have there was a festival here just a couple of weeks
the
ago.
Fort Worth Fest.
Yeah.
The
It-
Fort Worth.
the
it-
Mayfest or
Fortress.
No.
Fortress.
It was called Fortress.
Fortress Fest.
And there were
Hippy
some
dippy?
guys that I know that are part of a collective called Art Tooth
No,
that built this giant castle entrance thing
I saw the
was
pictures of that. Yeah,
right
yeah.
by the door. You know,
Yeah.
you could paint that up blue and gold real quick and
Is it still there?
set
Is
that up.
it still available?
Maybe we just need to
Probably
reach
go
out
ask 'em.
to. Maybe we just need to reach out to Brandon Pedersen and see if we need to just have our own.
You know what's funny?
Just
So
grab
I-
your own
I
fortress
went-
castle.
I mean,
I
I'm
went-
okay. All right, hold on. I'm
So,
intrigued. Wait, hold
speaking
on.
of
I need to
speaking
know more
of
about this castle.
speaking of Pedersen, I not too long ago I went to one of his framing expositions.
I saw that one of his
that
shows.
was really cool.
One of his
That's a
shops.
really cool guy.
So you guys,
Yeah.
Tyler, y'all better look out for their hooligans. They throw roses at people.
I'm telling you.
Dude,
You know
They don't.
the
bunch of flowers.
The
You-
few,
you-
the
you-
few
you
Tyler
teach Tyler
people, the few
who
Tyler
he's-
people that
Just-
I've run into, I have just gone ahead and farted in their faces.
Yeah.
I'm glad
No,
Jason's
just
not here
being able
tonight.
to-
That could cause
being able
pink
to
eye.
build
Yeah, you
like
can't.
Exactly.
tifos.
That's what I was working
and-
toward.
So
Little fecal matter going
You
through
know,
the air.
it's not-
man.
Exactly.
if not being a part of the marches, at
Don't
least
eat
just
it, Yon
being up
dude.
in
Don't
the
eat it.
being up in the stands and lighting off flares and banging drums and yelling chants, like
so
that's what we're about.
That's
too.
really what it is. When
Yeah.
you see like anybody who's familiar with the atmosphere, when you watch a soccer game on TV and you hear the chanting and the drums going off,
It's
you see the
awesome.
smoke,
Are vuvuzelas
That is-
allowed?
hell no,
No,
They're not?
That's a big fact.
no,
Why?
because I just want to see you make a
Because that is-
vuvuzela noise
because
without a
that is the
vuvuzela.
that is the noise of death.
No,
That is
I thought you were
literally-
meaning they
that is-
weren't
yeah,
allowed.
that is
like
literally-
I thought you meant that they weren't allowed. They've
Oh yeah,
been
no,
banned or
No, no,
something.
they're not banned.
No,
We
they're,
just
they're
don't
banned
like
by
them.
us. Like if somebody
I got
has
you.
them, we will beat them. over
Unless
the
you
head
were a
with it.
small
Yeah.
child, we will make
Ladies
fun
and
of you.
gentlemen, the JJTM show will be making their custom vuvuzelas that will.
Now I will
JJ,
allow.
look at the
I
game, take the
will.
game.
I
If you
will
make
allow that.
them out of the
If you let-
same material that
if you let me if you let me design
animals
them.
cock's made out of here,
Well, we
that
already
could be
have the design.
entertaining.
It's a penis-shaped vuvuzela.
Well,
Yeah, okay.
shit. All
So-
right. Well, then no.
Exceptions
they're not
might
allowed.
be made. I don't know.
Pinazilla.
It is a Fort Worth
Pin-
ISD facility, so I don't know how well that would go over.
So the other thing I wanted to ask y'all: do y'all travel?
So yeah, we have gone to some away games this season. With the entire division being in Texas, that helps a lot because it used to be we had teams in like Wichita and Shreveport, and to be fair, we actually did do a road trip to Shreveport
Well, in
once.
Tulsa. And
But
all
you
that
go to
shit back in the
Shreveport to
day.
gamble because you know that riverboat's been calling, and you've got
Exactly.
That's
you've got
exactly
$600 in your
Um,
pocket. You haven't been there in a month.
But
Yep,
so
yep.
yeah, so
It's like quote convoy in the cattleman.
acceptable. But yeah, no, for sure, we're doing away days. Away days are a big deal for us. We don't get to do very many of them because they're hard to coordinate. But for sure, we will be in Denton.
Looking at this
Um,
season schedule, the furthest you have to drive is Laredo.
Yeah.
Right, that is definitely the furthest. Laredo would be an awesome It's funny, so we kind of got into it with fans and players after that playoff game, but in the years since, we've actually become like really friendly rivals with them. We'd love to go down to Laredo. That is the ultimate one. But this year, what we're definitely looking at is we're going to Denton. The game in Denton is that the 1st, June 1st?
I'm showing
June
that
1st is the home game against Denton.
Oh, that's the home game. I'm sorry.
June
Yeah,
1st
So
is
May
at
18th.
May 18th away to Denton. We're definitely
Wait,
going to that one.
Hold on, stop. Then they have their schedule screwed up.
Yeah.
Does
Babe, will you hand me
on
that
the
bottle
on
of
this
We might have
schedule?
the old one.
No, on this schedule.
Here, I
well,
will
I guess
help.
it would be right. Usually, you put the home team last, but I guess on this schedule they put the home team first.
Yeah, so that's how soccer works.
Yeah.
Yeah, the home team goes first.
So
So
Well, I designed
Home
I designed the
away.
Vaqueros schedule.
you did it. You did. Well,
Yeah.
your schedule's
he didn't
different.
do that.
Yours
he
is
didn't do
different.
that.
Yeah.
Well, the schedule that I designed is official
On-
Vaqueros schedule. So,
this one's all
We
jacked
should have brought
That-
in one of
that
those.
helps
Yeah,
you.
we should have brought in one of the posters. I've got the posters in my car right
and
now.
I'll
actually.
show you. I'm just scrolling through my.
So it looks like
bullshit.
Tyler is here.
Yep.
Denton
Here.
on the
Denton away.
May
is the next
18th
game.
is
Yep.
away, and then Denton is here on June 1st.
June
Yes.
1st, yeah.
So June 1st is the home game, but we will be. You're talking about away days. We will be going to Denton on May 18th. So anybody's interested in going to games, we're working right now. Working with the owner and a couple other people trying to see if we can
No,
arrange.
I will not. I'll be in
yeah,
Delaware.
Brian can't go.
I will be
Um,
in Delaware, which is the worst ever. Just kidding, my wife.
How come there isn't a game on the 25th?
That may be an international break. I'm
It-
just
it
throwing
looks
shit
like
out
it.
there.
Yeah,
Well,
and-
it's
and
also
I
a holiday
know-
weekend.
So the last couple seasons,
yes,
they've
yes, yes.
they've actually brought in and been able to do
Recover the
some
day after my birthday.
Booyah.
But they've actually done some
God
exhibition games
damn it.
against, like last year we played the Tigres under-23 team, which was a really big deal. Tigres is one of the most well-supported teams in Mexico. So I know they're going to kind of work in some of those. But, yeah, we're definitely going to be going away to Denton on the 18th. We're also looking at it sucks because it's Independence Day, but Dallas City being definitely our biggest rival and, like, the nastiest rival.
That's on July 4th?
Yeah, it's on July
Yep,
4th.
July 4th.
But
Thursday,
we're
July
still
4th.
going to try to go to that one.
I'm most likely not going to be at that one. sorry.
But I know we're talking about some other
go there?
away games.
Which one?
July 4th.
Yeah, oh hell yeah, we're
Oh,
gonna
I
be
don't know
missing a
what's
couple
going on
people, so
July
we could use some extra voices.
Where's it at?
In Dallas.
It really depends on my wife.
Where
Is
do
that the
they play
Dallas
at?
City?
I'm not 100% sure. I think they
used to play at a high school, so we'll see.
yeah they I'm
that's
not sure
weird.
what their facility is this year.
Suckers.
But the other one
One
that I
of
know
us aren't allowed near a high school, so
That's not me. I'm only not allowed near.
Have we heard
I'm,
from Kevin
I'm only
lately?
not allowed near Dustin. So.
I was pointing at Jesse.
I know like right now we've got talks about there's going to be an away game against Tyler and
What,
Midland.
'cause I look
And
like
Midland
an
is a legit
18-year-old?
rival of ours. Midland is grown into a pretty feisty rival between the two teams.
It's
Don't
been
particularly
really
like
fun.
each other.
Yep.
So we've had some fun with some of their fans that have come and gone, and we have some of the guys in the Panther City Hellfire have family out there and have actually traveled. They took about 4 guys out to a game one time and said they were the loudest people in the stadium because they didn't stop
nice.
singing and chanting. So that's turned into a really nice rival. I'd love to be able to go to Midland. The drive, of course, I mean, that's an overnight trip for sure. Unless you
Well,
wanna do
if
the
you're
overnight.
going to go out there
Yeah.
overnight, then I'll go out there with y'all, and we'll stay at the Monahans on the sand dunes.
Ooh,
Okay.
Monahan State
That'd be
Park,
nice.
just past Midland.
That
With
is-
I
the-
gotta
know,
tell you,
that's an
so
idea.
back in the
Let's do
day,
that.
and
Oh,
this,
it's
this
pretty.
is this is gonna be a really weird side trip. It's gonna be a really weird side trip, but when
Overtime is
I-
starting.
yeah,
Overtime is starting. We're
overtime
going to
is
state
starting.
that. If you hear us cuss, it's because
Yes.
overtime is
So
starting.
my little side diatribe here. So I used to belong to a group, a little online group called the Texas Pool Sharks. So it's like these really old school guys that all still skated pools. Like, I mean.
Oh, we're not
way
talking
like
about
skaters.
Pool,
Yeah,
like
this is
no,
Texas
like-
billiards.
No, as in like
Skateboarding.
skateboarders, like
Okay.
skateboarders, empty pools. The Texas Pool Sharks. I mean, coolest guys ever, but man, they were like 20 years my senior. You know, it was nuts. There was one guy that lived in Midland that had the fucking sickest pool, and my brother at the time lived in Aledo, and so he was all about, oh hey, it's Aledo football, blah blah blah. And he's like, "Hey, why don't you come out? We have an Aledo." Oh my god!
Oh, God, that hurt.
For a second, I thought that was like-
But he snapped it out of
that
the
was
air.
oh yeah.
That
Bishop
was- oh my
snapped
God.
it out of the air and was like, "What's up?"
Bishop's
Yeah,
like,
I love he says like,
Yeah.
nah.
Bishop's like, no, thank you, ma'am.
Matt has gone silent. Matt has gone completely.
Yeah.
Okay, so these guys are
Anyway,
skating.
so my brother and I went out to Midland to go watch a stupid Aledo Texas football game, which I had no interest in. And I gave the guy at the Pool Sharks a heads up. I'm like, hey, I'm headed out to Midland. And the one guy that had a pool in Midland's like, hey, you should come out and skate it. I'm like, okay, sure. And I hadn't skated a pool, and I can't tell you how long. And so I'm like, okay, cool. So I we touched base. I went out. I got to hook up on his pool. Yeah, I pulled my quad. In the
we
middle
always
of
talk.
that,
You
yeah.
pull a hammy.
Yeah, no, it was like it was worse than a hammy pool. It was a quad pool, and I'm like, oh nope. Like I went up,
on a goal?
I went up.
He's
and-
got the puck. That's fine.
I went up. I hit the vert once, and I'm like, "Oh God, nope!" My leg's like, "Ow, I hate you." For the viewer or for the listeners that are not able to see me, I am a big man. I have skated all my life, but I'm still a big man.
This is way too much like
Yeah.
that first goal the other day.
I know.
The other night.
And but yeah, it was a rough
Clear
skate.
the zone.
Come on, clear it.
Come on,
Get it the
good
fuck out.
Lord.
I'm still.
Sorry.
I'm
this is-
impressed
this
that
is
there's a
bad
group
news.
of guys that still skate pools and stuff.
No, they
That's
are.
kind of
No,
fucking
Dude, it's,
awesome.
it's,
Dustin,
gone.
I
It's
gotta-
coming.
I gotta
Pool
tell
skating's
you.
come back in a big way.
I gotta
Dude,
tell you,
just
man.
get it.
So
Keep
I'm a
Keep it down there.
I've been a skater off and on all my life. I'm a really big like I grew up with the Bones Brigade, so I'm really big
Yeah,
on like
that's where-
Hawk
that's
and
our years.
McGill and all that.
Oh
So
yeah.
I still have a Mike McGill board hanging in my office, but
I grew up
Mike
skating too, and I grew
Mike
up
Vallely
loving
is
those
also
guys.
a huge guy. So he started his own company called Street Plant.
Mm-hmm.
And so he does it out of his garage, like he and his family. It's the coolest fucking thing ever. He started this whole thing called the Street Plant Battalion, and it's all these people that are like fucking like 40, 50 like me, and like everybody like and younger people too, but like everybody like older and stuff. Like they're all just like posting clips of them just like skating,
pools.
and they're like, hey, you know, like this is like. The whole thing about the battalion is that we're all here just to like skate and create and just enjoy, and
Skate
you know,
to create.
we don't have to like kickflip and do all kinds of crazy shit. We can just like skate like it's a fucking wave, and
Yeah.
it's the coolest thing ever. And
Oh, come on.
it really
Jesus.
encouraged me just to keep it up and just
Since we're on the skating topic,
yeah. Let's do
did
it.
you know over the weekend, Jason Lee was inducted
I
into
did
the
the
Skating
skating
Hall
Hall
of
of Fame.
Kind
Absolutely.
of surprised it took it that long
And
to
not,
get him
he
there.
not
lives-
the Fort
he
Worth
lives in-
Jason Lee.
No, no,
We're
no.
talking about the important
yeah,
Jason Lee.
Or
Not-
the Denton,
not
the
the
Denton
Denton
Jason
Jason
Lee.
not the
Got it.
Yeah, we're talking about-
JASUN.
That
Yeah.
kid's on the fucking
God
escalator
damn it.
again.
The guy who
That
named his-
Jason
That
Lee.
one.
The guy who named his son
The stink
Pilot
palm.
Inspector.
Kids on the fucking escalator.
Brody
I can't
Bruce,
I can't
my
think of
hero.
his name from
My
Dreamcatcher, but
God.
like
Oh,
if he would have just
God.
kept shitting on that,
Forgot he was in that.
sitting on that shitter instead
It
of going
doesn't
after
matter.
those toothpicks, man.
I'm so
Full-
glad Earl
full-
finally got some good luck.
Full
Brody
full
He's
disclosure.
the greatest character of all
The
time.
past
Oh, Brody
like
is- oh,
probably
yes.
like
Brody
3
is,
or
in fact,
4
the greatest character
years
of all
when I
time.
saw the JASUN Jason popping up, I'm like, no. I'm like, really? I'm like, oh no, that's a totally different guy. Cool, okay. I'm like, that guy's awesome.
My cousin
Yeah,
Walter jacked off on an airplane once. True story.
Yeah. Well, did he come or what?
There's some things you don't just talk about in public. Yeah.
How many
That
people in this
movie's
room are going home to
great.
watch Mallrats?
Yeah, I've been
He's
following.
back on the fucking escalator again.
I mean, I don't wish the kid
Where's
harm
this
or
kid's
anything.
fucking
but,
parent?
yeah.
Pretty sure the Mallrats poster still up in my mom's house.
That was one of my. That was one of my all-time favorite movies for a very
That-
long
that-
time.
Brody
I
Bruce
would-
is
Kevin
legitimately
Smith, like
one of my favorite characters.
That
Brody,
movie's amazing.
like oh my god.
But then you
But
think
you've
about it,
gotta
he's
focus.
the villain. He's
You've
the
gotta
villain
focus.
on the first Incredibles movie.
Oh,
He
that's
is.
right, yeah.
Come on.
Syndrome.
Fuck! Get in there!
No. Good.
Oh, no.
But I do.
Oh,
I
he just
do,
pulled his
like,
own bishop. Like, I got it.
I do. I have to say,
Man.
like Jason, like his photography is amazing.
He does everything by film, and
Yeah.
he's
Like
starting to get into the
straight
instant
up,
world. But
straight up film. Like I mean,
did
he
you
had
go to
some
his
really
show
Old ass,
he had in Fort Worth?
no, I wanted
Art
to so
101?
bad.
I did too.
Yeah,
I totally.
missed that.
I wanted to go opening night because he was there,
I know. Yeah, and I was it
Oh,
fucking
that's
killed
awesome.
me
I'd
that I
love to
missed
talk-
it. He's so freaking awesome.
and he did one in Denton. He's got a new book he's working on now that's Oklahoma, but that was all Texas stuff.
Yeah,
And
yeah. His whole Tulsa thing, I'm like, yeah, that was taken to Texas.
his Oklahoma one, he's putting together, and he's going to do an exhibit for it. But
Ugh.
we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's really cool that that's his life.
I know.
Now, I want to get him
Well,
on
and-
here
It's
to talk photography.
It's
That'd
just
be
stupid
so-
if
intense.
you ever
Like,
do, could you
it's
just
just
have me in
ridiculous.
the corner? Like I just want to. Be,
Everybody
like,
wants tickets. We're going to sell tickets.
I
to
just
that
want to
one.
hang
That's
right
how this
behind
podcast
Jesse.
makes-
Oh, wow. Wow.
If you ever get him on here, like I will even just fuck it. I'll just be in the bushes. Like I'll just be over here. Like,
Like
you know,
normal.
like I
Take up your
normally,
bush
like I
and your-
normally
your-
am.
your perch in the
Exactly.
bushes.
Like I normally am. Like my normal perch.
Yes.
By then you might have that.
Right
by,
there.
by then you might have
Snap
that
it around.
London urinal. So
Exactly. You know what? I'll have a triangle. I'll have a triangle urinal in the background. Like I'll be set up.
oh man, this is ridiculous.
I need someone to hold me.
Just
I
for the
don't-
listeners, the heavy breathing is not me.
I need someone to hold me right now. Come on, punch
What
him in the
blows
fucking face.
Punch him in the face.
What blows my mind is that they make the overtime the same amount of time. So it's
I know.
20 minutes of pure hell.
And it repeats. It
So
repeats
dumb.
Right
infinitely.
there. Open
So
fucking
dumb.
Oh.
net.
So dumb.
As a longtime Penguins fan, like they've been a part of, I think it's like 3 of the 5 longest games in history,
Yep. So
and
dumb.
like 6, 7 overtimes, and oh my god, awful.
Uh-oh.
Sarah, your boy better
Oh,
not
mama.
fuck it up now.
Oh, mama. Oh, mama.
The rest
oh,
of this
mama.
podcast
Get it
is just
out.
us watching
Get
this
it out.
insane overtime.
It might be.
Just clear the fucking...
Wait a
Ladies
second.
and gentlemen, this is what
No,
we call
so
devolving.
Kaboo, how am I gonna get in there? Because I can't get in there. I don't have-
Clear it.
I don't
Clear
have
it.
that media whatever to begin with.
Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy.
Oh! Oh!
Mm.
Oh!
Shimmy, shimmy,
No!
y'all, shimmy, y'all,
Wide
shimmy,
open in
yay.
front.
Yeah!
Wow.
Get it out!
Woo!
Kaboo.
Oh, my gosh.
Do they do TV timeouts in overtime?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I don't think so either.
Oh, my gosh.
It's ridiculous.
We should end the show
At
before
least
someone
it's
dies
like-
on the
at least-
podcast.
I mean, at least
What's
like there's.
Bryce Harper doing playing hockey?
I remember when when FIFA used to go with the golden goal rule,
Oh, God.
and it was the stupidest, worst thing in the world.
We should end this before someone dies on the show.
On the show.
MLS
Woo!
has done some really
That was a
stupid
good
shit.
save.
That
Did you
was
see
a hell
that?
of a
Where
save.
we at?
It was wide
Yeah,
open in
we're
the
over.
slot.
That was
That's
a
ridiculous.
really good
All right.
pad save.
So let's plug let's plug the season this weekend.
Yeah, for sure.
Real quick. You've got the game on Saturday,
Yep. 7 p.m.
7 p.m. the 11th. What time is the pregame to meet
so
up?
5:30 at Magnolia Motor Lounge.
Okay.
There'll be after game where the players will be there at World of Beer after the match as well.
Okay.
So yeah, this is the home opener. At the very least, come to the game again. 7:00. The Panther City Hellfire will start our pre.
Motherfucker.
We'll be out in front of the stadium. So we've got social media on Twitter. Just find Panthers.
Meet out front. If you can't make the pregame,
Yeah.
meet out front at about 7. I'm sorry.
7
meet
o'clock.
out at about 6:50.
Yeah,
6:50 p.m. About 10 minutes before the match starts. Meet us out
They're not gonna
in
call
front
anything now.
of the stadium.
Yeah. So
Can you is there a good place to go pick up smoke and flares or
We got
will
all that
provide.
covered. We got all
we
that
will
covered.
provide. Oh my.
Woo!
Yeah.
But I will tell. No, hang on. So
Come on.
I will tell you. So right off the bat, first match, right on the side of the stadium, we will have scarves available.
Yeah.
But
Awesome.
we're still working on shirts and bandanas because we had to re-up on those. So.
Yeah.
But
I
we
need one of
will-
those
we will
bandanas
have
you
scarves.
Yeah. Those are the ones we're going to be re-upping. I'm working with.
Panther.
Dustin and I will bring you guys a scarf for here.
Hell yeah, that'd
Yeah.
be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll hang it. We'll definitely hang it.
And we will have those bandanas available again during the season. We're working with Standpoint Promotions to get some more of those made right now. So it's our Hellfire logo with the 817 bandanas. But
Wait. It is? Is that what it was?
Yeah, it's the Panther face.
Yeah, half. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
right
and
there,
then
yeah.
the 817
halfway.
at the bottom of it.
Yeah. So it's if you don't know the official logo of the Panther City Hellfire is the Fort Worth flag Longhorn with
Yes.
our
Molly.
Panther bandana.
But there
Molly.
weren't any Longhorns on that one. It was
Molly.
just the bottom
No,
of the
ours.
face, right?
Molly.
So
no,
the
it's-
bandanas we wear for games are just the Panther.
The Panther, the bottom of the Panther face.
The
Okay.
817 Panther.
I need
so-
one of those for airsoft so I can scare the fuck out of people.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
We'll get you one.
When I jump out of the bushes and I'm like, yeah, dark! And I shoot them in the face.
Yeah, we'll definitely
They
have
freak
some
out.
more of those available for you guys, and we'll have those for sale at the game. And yeah, so like Brian was saying, like we do have both the team and the Panther City Hellfire, the sports group, has social media, Twitter, Facebook. Look us up. That's where we post a lot of our updates and events. But we're definitely going to have other events throughout the year. We'll post about our away trips. But definitely, make sure to follow the Vaqueros for sure, and Panther City Hellfire Online. Like I said, Twitter and Facebook mainly. Just do a search for either Fort Worth Vaqueros or Panther City Hellfire, and you'll pull our pages up. Absolutely, give us a follow, and that's where
Definitely
we
do
do all
it,
of our
do it.
updates.
And if this is any kind of inclination for you to join us at all or not, but if you like weird art or silly art, every home match this season at Farrington Field, you can, if you were there early enough, you can receive a free match day poster.
He's on.
Was he on?
He's
Oh
on.
no, Bishop is on right now.
Bishop's on.
And he's confident. You
okay.
can tell he's confident.
He's confident.
He's real
He just
confident.
snapped that one out of the air.
Yeah, he's like,
He's on.
Sorry, I was
We're doing
very,
good. We're doing
very, very nervous.
I'd
Very
say-
nervous.
Bennington being a rookie is going to be could be a
on wood.
factor here.
Anyway,
Yeah.
So if you like some cool art that you want to collect, that's created by a
Yeah.
local artist, aka me.
What's your Instagram with your art?
Echo7TX. So Echo the number spelled out SEVENTX.
Okay.
Echo7TX.
Yeah. Good
That's
artwork.
my Instagram. I mostly stick to art, but I've kind of just made that my primary. So
Yeah, because we don't know what's
This,
going on in the world of.
I know I'm really sorry, Dustin. I really wanted to keep you updated, but I switched accounts, so I really apologize. If you really wanted to follow my other account that I never post
Bishop
on
is definitely
anymore,
on
it's
right now.
Jackson Knife. That's my other.
That is the other one.
Yeah, that's my other that I never
We look
post
tired.
anymore.
How
but
could
I
they not be
should,
at this point?
True.
because I'm really I'm
My
really upset
depression
that
makes
I
me
wasn't
tired.
keeping.
My anxiety keeps me
I
awake.
wasn't keeping Justin, or I wasn't really keeping Dustin updated with my,
Yeah,
my
I
Jackson.
felt
Knife.
left out. I was like, what's going on
Yeah.
around here?
I'm serious. That guy looks like Bryce Harper.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you right now because I'm looking at this schedule.
From where? Because I could tell you how honest it is or not.
Actually, I mean, some of the dates thrown out. I'm pretty
Gosh.
sure. I think you
Oh my
got.
gosh!
Oh shit!
You sons of bitches.
Bully.
Let's play some down here.
Yeah,
Okay.
go the other
Oh
end.
man.
We're watching the Stars game from. God damn it! That was a center.
They're kind of
pass.
living in the star
They're just a
zone right
little
now.
behind. So
Yeah.
you've got May 11th against Tyler here.
Yep.
Then you go to Denton May 18th.
Yep.
And
June
then
1st
June
is
1st is the
Denton.
next home. Yep.
At home.
Yep.
Then it's a big home stand because you got June 8th here. You've got
Yeah.
June 13th here.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that's going to be the big ones. That's
Like-
going to be this. That's going to decide the season right there. So.
Dallas City
And one thing we haven't mentioned here is because they're at a Fort Worth ISD facility, every Fort Worth ISD student, every Fort Worth ISD employee gets into every single home game 100% free.
Look at their shots on goal, 50 to
as,
22.
as long as they have their Fort Worth
ID.
ID, their
Say
Fort Worth
50?
ISD ID.
50 to 22. Them.
The game is still tied.
That's unreal.
I know.
Because Bishop is a.
But I will tell you.
So this
right
is my
now,
problem.
Our listeners here, if you come see me at the pregame at Magnolia Motor Lounge, if you come see the big fat man that's bearded,
That
if you
narrows
come
it down
say,
with our group.
if you come say, hey, I want to come to the match tonight, I will pay for you to come to the match.
Yeah, we'll
Look
get
at
you.
that. And that's not
Oh.
alcohol talking.
It is not.
It's
nor
the
is
weed.
nor it is it the weed.
No,
It's the
no,
heroin.
but seriously,
for
like,
people
if
looking to
people-
come and
It's the
experience this for the
mushrooms.
first time,
if
we will
people-
take care of your
if
tickets.
people just want to come and see the match, like I will get you into the match free. I don't care. Like this is a really great opportunity for you to just come and celebrate people that are local
It
and
did-
have a good time.
It
like,
was voted like I think it was
it
Fort
was
Worth
Fort
Weekly's
Worth
best
Weekly's Reader's
best sports
Choice.
bargain.
Yep,
Best sports
voice-
The
bargain.
best
Yep.
sports bargain and tailgate, right?
Oh, I'll wait.
I thought it was.
I
mean,
yeah, sure.
yeah, why not? I mean,
no,
it,
why not? Why
it
not?
is. So
It totally
It
is.
really is. Yeah. But no, seriously, come see me. Like
Brian, will you
I-
buy me tickets to the Western Conference Finals
Sure.
of NHL?
You better knock on wood. I was gonna say, don't you do that? Don't you do that?
Did you say NHL? Oh, I thought you said NPSL.
Get it.
I already have your NPSL ticket.
So you're saying
I
what-
don't-
we
I don't
look
know
so
about-
tired.
I don't know
The
about
Stars look
NHL.
tired.
What is so,
Both teams look tired.
Yeah.
They both
they've been
have weak
playing?
legs.
This is 7 games. It's ridiculous.
This
We
is
look more
7
tired.
games, but they're
St. Louis
Yeah,
is kind
they
of
just-
swarming right now.
they are swarming, but it'll be good. It'll
They're-
be good.
no.
It'll
Okay,
be
so you're saying
that's tired.
what's the issue with those dates in particular?
I like Homeboy there. No, my issue is it's like right as I go to work for the Cowboys
Fair enough.
and right as my vacation hits.
Uh-huh.
So
yeah,
I'm
okay.
not going to be able to be down there to a game till like the June 23rd.
Well, that's the hey, we at that point we should have pretty much run the table, so that's where we're getting into the meat of it.
But
So-
if y'all do, that's why I'm asking about road trips because that's in Tyler. I'll fucking go to Tyler.
Well, that is legitimately one of the ones that some of the other people in the Panther City Hellfire have expressed would be a. Ooh, pardon me.
I'll even go
It's
to
like I've had a bunch
Katy.
of beers.
Gosh.
That a lot of people in the supporters group have expressed would be an ideal away game. So yeah, that's definitely one we're going to talk about. Like I said, the Denton away match is 100% on.
Okay.
And we are definitely trying to get to at least maybe one or two others. So Tyler is kind of.
He's shoving that. In
Oh,
your
that's
face.
creepy. That is creepy. But no, seriously, that's like that's one of the ones that I think would be on the short list of maybe two or three that we are going to go to. So yeah,
All right.
but we want to get you guys out to a game.
No,
Like, yeah,
we're
for
definitely
sure.
doing that. We're
So-
definitely doing that. It's just the way the scheduling is on this freaking schedule and what the biggest sports entity in the world has me doing.
Yeah, well, and
I
that's fair.
knew have to say so, Dustin.
Cowboys,
when
come
we
on.
when we get you out, Dustin,
50 saves
I do
tonight.
have a full Tendril playlist for you when we come out
For the show?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like, just
okay.
when we
It's
come out,
happening
like,
then.
You know,
Let's
we're
do,
just gonna do a whole
well,
like
yeah,
you know
seriously,
I
we
still
wanna know-
have my
All right.
I still have my 7-inch of the 5 covers EP.
Oh, so do I. Do you have
Yeah.
it digitized?
No, I just
Digitalized.
I have the legitimate 7-inch.
So do I.
Yeah.
I haven't digitized
Yeah.
it yet, and I keep meaning to do it. I need to do it just for this stupid show.
Well, I have a it's the Audio Technica blah blah blah
with the USB.
yeah the USB
No.
one, but I just
Mine doesn't
hadn't-
have a USB on.
but I hadn't plugged it in to do it.
yeah,
But I do have that 7-inch. I do have that 7-inch.
I have 2 of them.
It's so rad.
Because I forgot one night I was drinking.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dustin is my best friend ever.
And it was a night when we played with them. It was a night we did a show with them at Ridgely,
Dustin's changing his locks tonight.
and I had been drinking heavily. It was an
I missed
ex-Mobius
them
show.
so bad.
And I forgot that I had bought it already.
Nice.
I
you
bought another
you
copy.
bought another.
Because we did like a whole series of like 7 shows with Tendril, and it was, I don't know, it was crazy.
I gotta tell you, when the Hot Snake show, when I saw Tony, I'm like, oh my god. Because like everybody, like I mean, freaking like Matt was there, like Matt Benton was there, and
We can probably work something to get them back together.
we got to, like. I'm
Everybody's
like, I
getting back
don't
together
know
these
where,
days,
like,
come
I don't know what happened to Darren. I don't know, like, if he's still like doing graphics or if he's hanging around. I love that dude. Like, I miss him so bad. Like, I kept up with him for a really long time. Even with like my last FM thing, like, he would even every once in a while he's like, hey, shit.
Oh, that pass was sick.
I know he's still doing work because he just did some work for a friend of mine.
Oh, did you really? Because
Yeah.
there were a few years ago. He even commented on me saying, "Hey, did you red ring your Xbox again?" You know, he's like. But I mean, I miss that guy. He is so
I
freaking
haven't paid
cool.
attention
Oh.
if he's on Xbox Live. or
Good
not.
lord.
We'll figure that
It'd
out.
be nice if we could play
Yeah.
some hockey down
Yeah,
here.
you're not
Well,
wrong.
yeah.
The
Oh,
stars,
Oh my god!
the stars really do look more tired.
All right, so what we're gonna do
Wow.
is we're gonna end the show real quick. I got to talk about something.
Cool. Let's do it.
This weekend is Kaboo Festival,
Yeah.
and this is a festival we've talked about off and on
And also
about a
the,
bunch of.
first Vaqueros match.
It is the first Vaqueros match, but we've talked about this off and on about this being a giant festival for North Texas because some of the bands they're bringing in are huge.
For sure.
May not be up our alley, but they're still freaking huge.
Which one is this again?
Kaboo.
Kaboo,
Kaboo.
It's going to be at AT&T Stadium.
Okay.
My plan is to be out there most of the weekend to cover it for us.
Taking some photos.
Matt has a Scottish Rite Festival.
Amazing. Amazing
Just
photos.
Scottish.
Oh, just Scottish. He's going to be going to.
Some
But I'm going to go out there.
Scottish
I'm going to cover
Santa
this.
Francisco
I'm going to
photos.
shoot. There'll probably be some audio. There may be a one-off show just thrown out there just for the hell of it. We'll see. I'm really interested in how this goes down because it is an inaugural festival for this area, and that usually kind of gets a little chaotic. So I'm kind of excited. I don't know. We'll see. And it also depends on the star schedule.
Of course.
What happens, knock on wood. So we're going to get out of here. Vaqueros. I did it again. It's just for you.
He did it all night. just
No,
for me.
I'm doing that on purpose. You know, right?
Vaqueros.
Vaqueros.
Los. Let's go to Los Vaqueros.
Los
That's better than that.
With the
Joe T.
O'Rail beer.
O'Rail. Hey,
O'Reilly.
come have an O'Rail with the Panthers to Hellfire.
Ladies and gentlemen.
So we're going to go, and I'm going to keep doing that. You know that, right? I'm going to keep doing that forever because now everybody's made a thing out of it and it's funny. I'm going to keep doing it just for the hell of it. All right, so
Only
the
if I
game,
can record your bits.
you can do it. The game, are they putting a GoPro on his helmet?
Come on, bring some GoPro.
Okay,
That's a good question. So, okay, what game do you guys want to come to?
love it. We'll talk about that off air.
Okay.
Let's wrap this up.
Yeah.
This weekend, first game, start the season out. We're going to have some fun.
Hell yeah.
May 11th. Farrington Field, if you don't know where that's at, you obviously aren't a fan of Fort Worth because it's right in the middle of it.
Damn.
Please, fuck you, goalie.
Oh, goalkeeper
Please tell me you
bowling.
broke his shoulder.
Hey, they shouldn't have stopped play.
Wow.
They shouldn't have stopped play.
He's
Hey,
going.
no, the
hell?
goal came off. So
The goal came
I'm
off.
being facetious.
That is
Uh,
not interference. There should not be a power play off of this.
I'm being
He's
facetious
playing
because
the
of
puck.
Bishop
He came
thing.
in and he was trying to get it in there and he just slid
no,
in.
that's not a penalty.
There's not a penalty.
They don't look like they're going to call anything.
They don't. I think they just pulled him away so he wouldn't get his ass beat by the rest of the team.
I knew, right? Oh, that's
Yes!
nuts. So
Fuck
yes,
you, Chester Bennington.
7 o'clock.
Your mama. Fuck your mama.
Is that not his first name?
I don't think it's Chester.
Is that why they play Lincoln
That's why they
Park?
play all that Lincoln Park music there.
All right, let's get the fuck out of here and watch the rest of this game. Y'all ready? All
Bye.
right. Good night. Thanks, guys, for coming out.
Hey, thank
Love you
you.
guys.
We'll see you
See
guys
you
out
later.
at 7 o'clock
Thank
at
you.
Farrington on Saturday.
Sounds good.
Yes, please.
Later. Peace.
Time, game 7. Brichet, met by Lindell. Coming away with the puck is Como. Como across the line. They stayed on side and a save made by Bennington. Difficult save there. Turnaround shot by Fox, and other stop by Bennington. Petrangelo then clears to center. Heiskanen on it for Dallas. Here's Pollock. Couple of great chances for the Stars. The tired defenseman out there for the Blues right now. Centering pass by Dickinson, deflects out to the right point. Pollock around behind for Zuccarello. Broken up by Bo Meester. Petrangelo sends it ahead to Maroon. Tied up along the boards. And now the Blues able to clear. 5 minutes remaining in overtime number 1. Game 7 in St. Louis. Heiskanen deflected in by Sagan. Bennington will slow it down. Puck sent ahead by O'Reilly. No icing. Klingberg back on it for the Stars. Up the right side to Radulov. Backhands alone. O'Reilly will beat Sagan to the puck. Now Parayko over to help out. Both goals back in the first period. Vince Dunn, Mats Zuccarello. Blues have had the only 2 power plays in the game. Shots are 52-26 St. Louis. Puck off the stick of O'Reilly. Bishop out to his left. Waiting. Moves it up the boards. Deflected by Spezza. Kept in by Gunnarsson. Now it hits a stick on the ice behind the Dallas goal. Cleared up the right side for Brett Ritchie. Pass out of the reach of Justin Dowling. Stars have iced it.
Couple of great looks for the Dallas Stars. Radek Fox with a spin around shot and it's going right in, and the blocker denies. And Andrew Cogliano finds himself all alone in front of the net. And he shoots his puck off the toe of his stick, not the heel, and misses to that strong side on Jordan Bennington.
Shen and Spezza. Spezza pulls it back. Puck knocked down by Shen. Shen to the net, just wide. Puck comes out to the right point. Now Jaden Schwartz with it for St. Louis. For Tarasenko, puck checked away. Schwartz with it again. Bishop without a stick. Bishop's stick is about 20 feet to his right. Puck comes out to Pietrangelo. Blocked by Dowling. Carried out by Ritchie. Bishop retrieves his goal stick as the Stars move the puck down.
That all started because of the giveaway by Fadoon in his own zone.
Long pass too far for Bozak. Lindbergh. Shouldered by Bozak. Lindell up the left side to Foxa. Now Cogliano, who had that glorious opportunity moments ago. Cogliano holds and then gets blocked by Edmondson. Lundqvist looking for the puck. Around to the near side for Gunnarsson. Carried out by Steen. Here comes Bozak. Sundqvist on his right. Bozak slides it across. Sundqvist was tied up by Lindell. Zuccarello back the other way. Here's Cogliano with Zuccarello. Zuccarello chasing along with Bolmeister. Now Bozak comes in. Hintz as well. Under 3 minutes remaining in overtime number 1. Perron moves the puck down into the Dallas zone. Retrieved by Roman Polak. Shots 52-26 St. Louis in a 1-1 game. Puck deflected in by Radulov to the right of Binnington. Played by Bolmeister. Up the left side and down. Out of play. 2:27 on the clock. Overtime number 1.
One of Ben Bishop's calling card, his reach and his stick on wraparound. You see him on the wraparound right there. The stick comes out because of the pressure of Tarasenko, and he's playing without his stick for a good long while before the Dallas Stars were able to get that puck up and out of the zone.
Stars with Sagan, Ben, Radulov, Klingberg, Heiskanen. Klingberg with a drive. That misses. Now Radulov out in front, not to the boards by the high stick of O'Reilly. Kept alive on the Stars. Radulov off the stick of Binnington. Sandy Blay with the puck for St. Louis. They will clear it across to Ryan O'Reilly. Defended by Sagan. Klingberg and Perron. Klingberg moves it up the board. Shen over for the Blues. Braden Shen stick handling. Watched by Klingberg. Out in front. Shot blocked by Heiskanen. Off the stick of Schwartz, and the Stars clear. Back to retrieve the puck is Pietrangelo. Goes up the middle, knocked out of the air by Foxa. Sent ahead by Fadoon. Hustling over to the bench was Hintz. Stars in the mid for the change. Puck carried along by Cogliano. Touch behind the net. From his knees, gets the puck to Lovejoy. Around to the corner, Fadoon moving in from the point. Hustling over is Cogliano. Cogliano in behind the net for Radek Foxa. Foxa turns, throws in front, off the stick of Como. Now it's Cogliano. Pressure in the offensive zone by the Dallas Stars. Now Tarasenko over to play the puck. Edmondson up the boards and out. Lovejoy will fire back in. Around it rolls, both teams in the midst of changes. Final minute of this first overtime.